good, man. You doing all right? Good Saturday morning to you, Jackson, West Tennessee. Welcome in Sports Talk Live with the coach. And we are excited to get this show kicked off, man. Just checking our audio here, and we are kicking. Man, we're excited to get this show kicked off because it was electric last night across the state. And then things kicked off a little bit earlier on Thursday night. I'll talk about that game between Haywood and Henry County. Also, Mumford getting a huge win Thursday night. And then games across the board last night. Big losses, big wins, record-breaking wins. And I think even maybe one team almost put up 100. It was electric. It is, I'm telling you, I got to pull my cliche out. Yes, I do. The cliche is coming out right now. If you are a Christmas fanatic, if you think the jolly red guy in the big red suit, now, I'm not talking about negatively or any way about the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. But I am saying the most wonderful time of the year is right now in America as high school football has kicked off. It's kicking off nationwide. Next week, we've got college football kicking off. And then the week after that, we've got the NFL. NFL preseason ended yesterday, or ends this weekend, I should say. Games yesterday in preseason NFL. The Titans pick up a win over the Vikings. Guys, I'm telling you what right now, it is definitely the most wonderful time of the year. And we've got guests coming in this morning. We're going to have guest coaches. It's an open door. It's the old revolving door. Sometimes the nostalgia of the old things is just legit, guys. It's just legit. I miss the revolving door going in and out of every bank that I used to go to in America. Sometimes even the old grocery stores had the revolving door. You know what I'm talking about, folks? And, man, it's a revolving door right here at Caddy Sports Club, 601 Van Drive, Jackson, Tennessee. And the coaches will be coming in and out. We'll be talking about things this morning with them. We'll be talking about their games. We'll be talking about their players, highlighting those folks. But, man, what a way to kick off Friday night football. I was at Liberty Tech High School broadcasting that game. Man, we're not going to spoil it just yet. Spoiler alert, breaking news. Yeah, not right this second. We will get into this a little bit later. But, man, we've got coaches from all around West Tennessee that potentially will be on the show. We're going to make some phone calls if we have time. And, coaches, you know that you may be watching already for that call a little bit later on. But we'll try to get those folks on the line as well. Coaches that quite can't make it in to the studio this morning. Maybe it's just a little bit too far of a drive. That's okay. But guys, we're excited to be kicking off the season. And man, I'm just telling you, Sports Talk Live, we've been going now probably close to 3 years, maybe a little more. Might be 3.5 years, and I'm just really happy about how this show and we aired originally kind of in the upstairs studio. We took it to the radio at one point, and then we took it back to the home studio. It's been here, it's been there, it's been everywhere. We're now here at Caddy Sports Club, and man, we're excited about that each and every week. And so, guys, if you are a sports fan, you can catch all of the latest news stories and more right here on Talking Sports West Tennessee's Fox Sports news station, as well as the Hub City Sports Network, sister stations there, to 101.5 FM, talking West Tennessee. So you'll see some stuff on their socials as well. And man, we're so excited to have this platform to showcase what our kids are doing here in and around Jackson and West Tennessee. And I'm just making sure that we're live everywhere we need to be. And we've already got coaches in the house. We're gonna start with those folks that are already here, and we're gonna get things rolling this morning. Guys, I cannot thank our listeners and followers enough for tuning in each and every week. You know, one of the things I talk about in the summer is, you know, the doldrums of the lack of sports. But man, there is no shortage of sports. You just got to know which sport you're really looking for, and we'll be looking for more things to highlight. And I hear there's some rumor that we may have a pickleball league starting up in Jackson, and so I cannot wait to maybe broadcast some pickleball games and check that out because pickleball, one of the hottest sports growing in America right now, and boy, what a really cool opportunity to highlight some sports in some other areas. And hey, you never know. Well, you might find us at near future on a golf course or you know, at the volleyball court. We're going to be, I do believe, now I don't want to speak out of turn, but I really do think I've got to just double check with the powers to be, but we are going to be bringing you live coverage of the inaugural home volleyball game at Jackson State Community College. That game is this week, August 27th, I do believe. That's a Wednesday. And we're going to be over at Jackson State Community College for the kickoff of volleyball as they are playing today. Their season starts today. They're in Harrisburg, Illinois, just outside of St. Louis, Missouri, taking on St. Louis Community College. St. Louis Community College, a really good program. So this is a great test for Coach Capellas and the ladies going up there and getting in this invitational tournament as a first-year program. That's huge to be invited to an invitational like this, where these teams that are showing up there, they're looking to compete against the best and really test out their first first part of the season strengths and abilities, so to speak. And so, man, I'm very excited to be able to carry Green Jay volleyball for you this year. Hey, we've got, again, coaches in the house already, and we're gonna get them over here on the mic and start having that conversation with them. And so, let's make this happen. Coach, come on over, man. Bring your guests with you, and you guys slide up to these mics here, and we'll start this off with a bang. I can't. One of the things about Sports Talk Live and the coach that I've over the years I've really been very happy with is, I coached for 26 years, and I coached a various number of sports, and I've coached a lot of girls sports. I have a foundation for girls and girls sports. I've coached sports for students with disabilities. I have a foundation for that as well. I work with Special Olympics, but all those things are great, and I really enjoy doing all those things. But as a coach, especially in the high school ranks, when you have an opportunity to watch one of your former players go on to college and to play some ball, and then come back to the community in which he graduated high school in, and give back to that same community in the same capacity that maybe you poured into his life or her life, man, it really just it really tugs at those heartstrings. And I can't be more proud of this guy sitting to my right here, Coach Zach Cole, and he is back here at North Parkway Middle School. And man, you guys have started the year off with a little bit of a bang here. I know last week you got the win over USJ, but it's one of those things where kind of just talk us about the start of the season and how things are going over there, and man, how things are just getting kicked off.
Thanks again for having me, Coach. But at the end of the day, it's a blessing. This summer we kind of started out working. It's a matter of changing the culture. I had a lot of kids returning this year. Parkway's been pretty down over the past 3 seasons. I want to say roughly about 3-12 the past few years, but so far we're 2-1. The kids play hard. They're buying in. They're showing up every day, and that's really all you can ask them for. Effort, accountability, and being disciplined is something we look for in a kid coming over to Parkway to play ball.
Yeah. So talk to us. I saw that game last week. You guys go up against a very good USJ team. But who have you guys played? You said you're 2-1 on the season. Who have you played so far?
First game of the season, we played against JCM. Ended up winning 34-0 that game. Then we turned around and played against Jackson Christian. Didn't kind of go as good. The guys still kind of played hard. There was some good. I seen a lot of good in it. We definitely was some bad in it, saying we lost. But all in all, those are the 2 teams we played thus far. 3 teams, including USJ.
Yeah, so USJ, like I said, I saw some of that game, took some pictures and posted those out and about. But, one of the things that I really appreciate is after the game was over, man, the kids just seemed to rally behind what you guys were saying as a coach. And it's good to see that you guys are pouring into their lives. Not only did you have conversations as a group and the coaches and things, but boy, you were you kind of looked to that guy that had his head hanging down just a little bit, going, "Hey, man, we're okay. Yes, we won the game." That's what it was all about. Yes, but even if you didn't play your best, and I'm not sure exactly what that conversation was I didn't get my ear in it, but I'm just thinking outside the box here, saying if you may not have played your best, but man, you contributed to the better of the good, right? Which was the team win in the end. And so, man, just putting your arm around those kids and loving on them, man, I'm really proud of you. I can't be more proud as a coach, man.
Thanks. And like I said, I've been blessed to have some really good coaches along the way. So the thing is, I try to literally pour into these kids, and one of those kids next to me is Magic Morris. Magic, again, he had a couple drops, but then he turned around and he kept his head down and eventually ended up scoring a long touchdown. That's kind of, I try to build the kids up, because then again, you're going to make mistakes.
Right.
Because really, we're teaching life skills in this. It's bigger than the game. It's something that I stress to them all the time. Again, you're going to go through some adversity. How do you come out of it? Keep dogging it out, keep fighting, and thing is, things will go well.
Yeah, most doubt. Tell us a little bit about yourself over there, Magic, and how you approach the game. What's your outlook on the game and things like that, and how do you feel for kind of working under this guy right here as your head coach?
I had some tough times with him, but he taught me how to play the game, and he taught me to be disciplined all the time and to give all my effort. But at the end of the game, I always ask him what I did wrong and what I did right.
Okay. And so one of those things, last week against USJ, he said, the game is what it is. You had some drops and this and that, but the adversity is for the betterment of the team. What is something that coach has taught you that really, when you get into that situation where you might have some drops or something like that, that you can really think, hey, this is going to be okay. This is going to be. What is something that he's taught you to help you with that?
Every time I drop the ball, he'll tell me to catch the ball next time, but I'll try to make it up to him next time. He just tells me to get effort. Don't be on my feelings all the time. I try not to be in my feelings every game, even if I do a bad play. But I try to do my best every time for him.
Yeah, definitely. Coach, you guys are 2-1 on this kind of young season. We're just getting started. Middle school starts a little sooner than high school ranks. Week 1, I saw you last night on the sideline, or in the stands, I should say, at a game, at a high school game. So it's great to see that that you are out there, continuing to support those players that may have left your program and are now playing at the high school level. And talk to us about that kind of love and that transition of going from the middle school to the high school, and how you help prepare your players for making that kind of small jump, that 8th grade to 9th grade year.
I'm really big on developing. So like I said, when it comes to from a middle school standpoint, I try to take it back to the basic from teaching whole principles, teaching gap principles and things along those lines. And once again, my job is when they go to high school, I want you to be ready to play. Currently, I have roughly about 15 guys already currently on the Liberty roster. So I tell those kids all the time, regardless of where you go, stay in contact. I'm going to continue to support you. Just like you supported me and Coach Mack and all those guys support me, I try to be supportive of those guys. So moral of the story, that's the gist of it, developing.
Yeah, develop them. And as you said, that support, right? Because the support doesn't stop. I've seen players over the years. Of course, you're one of them. Last Thursday night, saw Jerry Bradford down on the sideline at Hayward High School. Coached him in high school as well. He almost didn't recognize me as they're doing their walkout. I tried to get a little handshake, a little love going down the walk coming out for them to take the field. And it just, when he recognized who I was in the heat of the moment, he's focused on the game. He's not worried about Coach Stratton. He's focused on beating the Henry County Patriots. But as soon as he looked at me and went, "Oh, that's my coach," and his eyes lit up, and it just melted my heart. And I can only thank for you as a young coach, right, to now go and see those players, 15 guys. I mean, that's 15 different emotions, 15 different personalities and things that are out on that field that came from you, and you have that special relationship with each and every one of them. Man, I sitting in the stands, you got to be proud, man.
I am, and like I said, with my guys, I try to take the time to get to know every kid personally, what makes them tick, what makes them drive, and also some things that they are going through. Because I can only imagine, what I was going through at that age, the type of things that I didn't have, things that I wanted, and those type things really motivate me and help me pour more into these kids. Like literally, this summer we rarely had days off. I love being around my kids, and it's bigger than just teaching them the game. I want to teach you life. At the end of the day, we look back 20 years from now, you're not successful. We failed as coaches, and that's kind of how I look at it. And that's why I'm blessed, and I thank every coach that I ever had because they were hard on me, and I needed it. And I try to pour that same thing into these kids here. So.
Yeah, definitely, man. And I know, that was a lesson that you learned. I know the coaches that coached you. I know that Tab Val, Coach McCall, and myself, Coach Massey, all the Coach Jacobs, that we weren't taking it easy on anybody.
Not at all.
Not any day of the week.
Not at all.
And maybe even twice on Sunday. We were not taking it easy on anybody. And so, I appreciate that fact that, there's coaches and Lester Narcisse in the house already this morning. And guys, there's some donuts over there, courtesy of the coach this morning. So make sure you guys grab a donut if you want one. But I know that it's great to see that there's still, hey, we're trying to teach young men to be young men, and it doesn't start when they get into high school. It's too late almost when they're 17 and 18 years old, man. It starts back before these guys even get to where they're at, right? And so it's those coaches that are coaching that youth league football or that youth league basketball or baseball, and not only just for the men, for the women too, right? I mean, we're equally talking about both of them there, and so it's just one of those things where I really appreciate you living out that in your life and showing that to our kids, man, in our community, because I can't say it enough how proud I am as a coach, and I know if Coach Val was he's up in Trenton right now, rocking back and forth in his chair, you know it.
I do.
You know, getting ready for next week's game already. He's probably doing it last night, and you know he's getting ready to go. But I know those guys, Coach Jacobs, you know that man, if they see their players out and they see what you guys are doing, man, they can't be more proud, because this is what we do it for.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's a paycheck somewhere in football. It's not mostly at the high school level. It's not definitely at the middle school or elementary school level. You know, and so if you are doing this, it's because you want to pour back and give, man. Talk to us a little bit about, you know, you brought one player with you this morning, but talk a little bit about the rest of your team.
So, experience. I have a lot of inexperienced guys. Again, like I said, they work hard. My offensive line, those guys work extremely hard. And it really was just a matter of trying to get them in condition, because thing is, I like to play a fast tempo style of play. Again, I talked about developing. I love to throw the ball, but thing is, it's a matter of teaching. We're teaching all 9 routes, which, you know, from a developmental standpoint. I just really want to teach. I got my quarterback, Skylar Reeves, another running back, Jamari Williams, a bigger kid, extreme, got a little speed on him. I just think about this type of speed that these guys have, and I compare that to the speed that I had in middle school. Some of them are probably even faster than I was coming up. Now it's just a matter of teaching. The IQ, you can tell a lot of them haven't played a lot of football, whether they're coming from county league, a lot of first timers.
Right.
So again, that's the biggest thing with them. Got a long season ahead. It's still early. We got 8th grade night coming up next Thursday, playing against Rose Hill. See what we look like against those guys. But all in all, it's hard to single out a single kid, because they work extremely hard for me each week. And defensively, we're going to play aggressive. We love the defensive side. That's our bread and butter, I like to say. Those guys will come down and hit on defense. But offense still coming together, though.
Yeah. And offensively, you looked great against USJ the other night, you know, putting up some points, and defensively holding those guys. I mean, that's a stout little ball club over there for USJ and such. Coach, what you said, 8th grade night coming up?
Thursday the 28th.
Thursday the
It's going to
28th.
be Liberty High School.
Okay, at Liberty High School. And so if you are not doing anything, if there's not a Thursday night game around, you know, we are still a little short on some officials. I'll just throw that out there. Give a shout out to our officials who show up each and every week, because man, obviously the game's not going to get kicked off without them, right? So I mean, we gotta have those guys. So I'm gonna give them a shout and some love. Our officials do a great job each and every week, and fans may not agree with every call they make, and coaches, we may not even agree with every call they make. But and definitely players don't ever think that their call is correct unless it's going for them.
There you
right?
go.
But nonetheless, it is, you know, we got to have our officials, and you know, it's great to see. I've seen some former players now that are getting into they're not playing, maybe not coaching anymore, and they're getting into the officiating. And you can make a couple dollars off of it too, you know. So that, I mean, there's some monetary things. Probably make more of it as an official than you can as a coach.
Especially in middle school.
And less hours. So yeah, it's great to see that we have these kids that are pouring back. And what better official than a former player or a former coach that knows the game, right? So it's really awesome to see that. So who are we playing on? Thursday.
Again, we got Rose Hill Middle
Rose Hill.
School. It's going to be at Liberty Tech High. It's game time is 6:30.
6:30, and hopefully this heat kind of stays down. I mean,
Hopefully
it was
it
nice
does.
last night
It
out on the
was.
field. And not to spoil it last night, but you were at the game I was. Let's go ahead and talk about this just a little bit, because I want to give Coach Gillard his 15 seconds, you know, when he gets in here. But man, what a game over there, and what a player in that quarterback, Marsh.
Yes, actually, Dantarius Marsh. She was my quarterback at Parkway a couple years back. Really good kid, man. Humble. Even after the game, had a couple guys kind of trying to give him praise. Good job, MVP. His response was, "Not right now." He's really locked in. He's focused. I'm just glad to see him get a win. It's been a long time coming. Coach Gillard, I love him as a guy, as a coach. Well deserving. I'm looking forward to seeing what they look like the rest of the season. My son even plays over at Liberty as well, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I think we had an opportunity to call his name a couple times last night, and you know, it's great to see that our middle schools are going out. The stands not 100% packed last night. I think people are still out on Liberty just yet, but I think Liberty made the right call. Hey, let's get this ship righted. Let's get the open hole fixed, and let's move in the right direction, and we'll get back into some district play here. But an opportunity to get a win, and what a way! 45
to 13.
13 last night. That score. What a way for Liberty to get off the stride and to build some confidence, right? I mean, there's nothing like building confidence like a win.
I agree.
Coach, so 8th grade night this coming Thursday, the 27th. Is that your last game of the season?
No, sir.
Okay.
We have an 8-game season.
Right.
So, again, we got Rose Hill, and then I want to say we turn around and play against TCA the following Thursday. Most middle school games on Thursdays.
Mm-hmm.
We end up having to do like a reschedule, shuffle some cards. That's why we play USJ on a Tuesday. But, again, the next game, Rose Hill, that's the most important game. I tell the kids all the time is the next game.
That's it.
Let's get it.
Yeah. So if you had something to say to the community, if the community wants to get involved in supporting, maybe providing a pre-game meal of some sort, or just helping out with something with the kids, or a post-game sandwich out of the bus. I don't know. We're still riding the yellow cheese here in Jackson Meadows County. So you still get the coolers full of the sandwiches and drinks afterwards. So how can folks get involved with North Parkway and become supporters of a great coach and a great program?
So the best way to do it is myself, we do not take cash as coaches. We can't do that. So, again, definitely reach out to the bookkeeper, Ms. Dale Fullerton, Dr. Chanel Bridgman. She's going to be my principal at the school at North Parkway Middle School. So those are different outlets I take. Of course, if you look online, Google it, look up Parkway's address, you get the school's phone number. Definitely reach out that way. We can accept donations. Just write it out to Parkway Football and go from there. Even if you just come out on a Thursday and decide you want to give us sandwiches, we're open for whatever. We're not beggars. If beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah.
So they will take whatever offered to us. I got a really good group of kids, and they'll thank you, and we'll take whatever.
Yeah, and again, no monetary donations,
Not at
but
all.
sandwiches are welcome.
Definitely.
Some ice pops on a hot day. Yeah, after
Watermelon,
practice, right?
fruits, we'll take it.
Yeah, all that stuff. We'll take those donations left and right. So just kind of imparting here, and man, we really appreciate you getting up on a Saturday. I know it's tough. You guys practice all week, and you play your games, and to give up a Saturday with some family time and things like that is tough. But we appreciate, and I think our community really appreciates the coaches coming out and giving their 15 minutes of time to highlight their kids and their programs, and we really appreciate that. But what about North Parkway moving forward? 2-1 on the season. You guys got Rose Hill this coming Thursday at Liberty Tech High School, 6:30 p.m.
6:30 p.m.
Man, we can't be more excited to highlight our local middle schools here on Sports Talk Live with the coach. Any last words?
Nah.
A few words and many talents, huh?
There you go.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, great. Good luck with your season, the rest of your season, and
Thanks, Coach.
the weekend is open anytime that you guys want to stop by, talk about your games, talk about your kids. You guys are welcome anytime. And again, I can't say this. I'm so proud of you,
Thanks,
man.
Coach.
Just to look back, and it's been a minute,
Yes.
since we've stepped on a field collectively together. It's been a minute. I'm thinking now
15 years.
Yeah, I've been in Tennessee 19 years, and it's
Wow.
and so to think back that far, it's been a minute, man. And again, so proud of where you've come as a young man, and not saying that you were a bad kid, but just so proud that you've grown up to do what you're doing, man. It's just there's a lot of other things in this world you could be doing, but giving back to the community at a low dollar cost is something that you got to love to do. And
Yes, sir.
and again, I'm just so proud of you as a coach, and I know if Coach Tab and Jacobs and Mac and all and Coach Mathis and all those guys were here, they'd say the same thing, because we had a really special group back
We
then.
did.
I really appreciate every one of those young men that are now grown up adults, having kids of their own, and bringing the next generation of football players, man. I can't wait to see them. Man.
Thanks, Coach.
Coach, have a great
You
weekend.
too. Love what you're doing,
Coach,
Coach.
thank you. Coach, Zach Cole of the North Parkway Panthers And I mean, what a kid right there that has grown up into a fabulous young man, giving back into our community. Hey guys, we're going to step away for 60 seconds. 60 seconds. We'll be right back with Coach Lester Narcisse and the Southside Hawks right here in studio. Don't go away.
Planning your financial future can be a daunting task. With all the things you want to achieve, how do you prepare so your money will go the distance? Here's some advice that may help. Why not talk to your local Woodman Life representative? They can answer all your questions, and together you can fill out a free needs analysis to help identify your short and long-term financial goals. Our representative can then recommend insurance and annuity solutions to help make your financial future safe and secure, so that all those things you want to achieve remain firmly in your sights.
Hi, I'm Kelly Bonifer, your local Woodman Life representative. Did you know that the life insurance you have through work may not be there for you if you change jobs? Call me at 731-423-4784 to discuss your options for protecting your family's financial future.
Woodman of the World Life Insurance Society of Omaha, Nebraska. Woodman Life, standing strong for generations.
All right, we're back right here at Caddy Sports Club, 601 Van Drive, Jackson, Tennessee, and we're excited about, man, we're just excited about life right now. I just got to say this, it is a great, it's been a great start to the season, and Coach Narcisse having a conversation with Coach Cole over there, man, it's But yeah, we can't say more about things. It's been a great start to the season so far, and we're just excited about where things are going with the season. You look at the games that we had this past week, starting off with the two powerhouses here in more of the central West Tennessee portion in Haywood and Henry County, and what a shootout. I think it was the Butler and Spelling show up there, 4 touchdowns apiece for those guys, all the offense coming from 2 guys, when you try to take away the Caden Harris kid, you're going to leave somebody open. If you leave somebody open like Jaden Butler, he's going to make you pay. But the second half was the game was a tale of 2 halves. In that second half, it was Henry County who was just a few points short of coming up with that victory. Spelling's come back and 4 touchdowns from the quarterback position, all with his feet. Couldn't get the passing game really going. Again, you got 2 lockdown quarters and a safety out there for Haywood. One of them's going to Georgia. The other one's probably going to go anywhere he wants to. What a way to kick off the game or the season with that game. And then games all over. Last night we had Commissioner's Cup implication games going on here in Jackson. And I know the guy to my right here, Coach Lester Narcisse, will be a part of that here shortly, as when we look at his season, Commissioner's Cup games kick off this next week. Let's, without further ado, let's get Coach Narcisse and his guest in here this morning. And Coach, man, welcome back.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me.
Football season, man. I'm excited.
We're here.
We're here, ready to go. And whether we want to or not,
Right.
You may not be ready to go, but if you're not, you're behind the 8 ball here. Man, what a start to the season with some big games. And you guys, in your own right, had a very big game. The runner-up to the state champion. Wow, you guys kicked it off with a bang, and you guys had every opportunity right there, touchdown for touchdown with Milan, in the end, just 1 touchdown short of making that mark. Kind of just walk us through that game last night.
Well, it was special teams. All 3 phases of the game was there. Kind of let them get a little more than what you're supposed to defensively. So we got to make some adjustments, go back to the film and correct that. But Pete's a really good running back, so he makes it difficult for you. He's very patient and methodical the way he finds his hole. So they're going to be a good ball club. I thought we came out with good energy and played for each other, and just sometimes you come up short in life, even though you're working hard to get it. But we definitely have to continue to trust the process.
Yeah, definitely, and trusting that process with a tight game like this, kicking off against Milan. Storied program, been in the state tournament, state championship games many times, won a few, put several guys into the NFL. I mean, when you look at a team like that, hey, whoa, wait a minute,
I think you got 2 UT commits already.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at, hey, we're not going up against the slouches of the world. We're going up to test us. And while you did come up 1 touchdown short, or that 7 points, needed 8 there to win the game. The test is that this doesn't hurt your chance for the playoffs.
And that's kind of what I told. This is Aiden Medina, my senior lineman, who's been a 3-year starter for me, one of our team captains. The linemen don't get the glory.
Yeah, 100%.
So it definitely trying to get him a little spotlight. He's a great young man, and they're leading. They playing for each other, and we just trying to get things going in the right direction in order to. This was a measuring stick for us. You really want to see how good you can be.
Right.
Let's see.
Yeah.
So we're not running from anything, and I think they're getting prepared and going to learn from this and learn how to train for the next week.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about getting prepared. Sometimes when you, and this gets me about college football. I don't know if we've probably had this conversation, but I hate when the SEC and the Big Ten and the Big 12 all go out and schedule these non-D1 schools and go, oh, well, we beat somebody. Right. Well, who did you beat? Yeah, you beat the champion of the D3 girls' school for the blind, maybe. But in the grand scheme of things, you didn't beat nobody. Right. I really love that Ohio State, the defending, my Buckeyes right here, the defending national champs,
Texas.
right? They're going to kick off with a team that probably could win it this year,
right?
And may win it this year in the Texas Longhorns. That's the way to set the stage. You guys
agree.
go up against Milan. You didn't go up against somebody.
We could have paid a smaller school to come up here and play us or something like that, but I just think it's better to iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
And that's why we scrimmage Covington. That's why we scrimmage Ridgeway. We do those type of games to get us prepared for the season.
Right.
Not to get mentally prepared for like wins and losses, but it's still practice. So.
Yeah, 100%. And again, like I said, in the region side of things, it doesn't really affect you. Or it doesn't affect you at all. Not really.
Not at all.
It doesn't affect you at all. But it really sets a precedent that hey, we can compete with these elite teams, right? As we've talked about this over the last couple of years. Coming in and getting that first real off season. You didn't have that the first season, but that second season, and now you've got a group that has kind of started to grow up with you, right? It's a little bit different when you've got that first year set of seniors, or even those juniors that really only get one off season. But when you've got those freshmen and sophomore that are now coming into that junior and senior season, right? You've got some kids that have stuck it out. They've gone through the good times and the bad times with you as a coach, and they know what that's about. And now here they are, they're coming into their own, and you guys go out and play a tough game against Milan. Talk to us a little bit over there about the O-line and how you guys stepping on the field and what that game was like for you guys starting off with the Milan Bulldogs.
Well, definitely, because we have basically lost most of our O-line last year. So we have a lot of first-time starters this year, so it's going to be tough. But, I try to stay on them, get them right, help them, because I have experience over all of them, so I try to help the best I can with that. But they'll get it eventually.
Yeah. So playing Milan again, talking about that perennial that kickoff game there on a Friday night. What excited you most, not only about just playing Milan, but getting this season kicked off?
How that we competed against a state caliber team for sure.
Yeah.
To help we lost, but it helps boost our confidence to know that we can compete with the best.
Yeah. Another really good team that has been missing from the TSSAA over the years has been the Jackson Central Mary Cougars. And last year they had a season, that many will talk about in the Cougar Nation for a long time to come. And but that season's over and done with. It's a new set of players. It's a new set of downs. It's a new era for them. And this year, the seniors are gone, and now we're going to look at this year's seniors and whatnot. But for you guys, it's week 2, so we didn't slouch off really from Milan to the next team you could pay to come in and play. Here comes the Cougars, and let's throw in the Commissioner's Cup implication in this game. Cougars take a loss last night at the hands of the Indians, a very tough game over there at Lane College. They're not into their new facility yet, but you guys get them at home. Coach, tell us, week 1's over with. The jitters, if they were there, hey, let's throw them out the window. It's time to get to business and take care of something that's means something, and that's the Commissioner's Cup for Jackson.
Oh, definitely. This is something we're running from. It's something we've talked about in all season, and I want this for them so they can know that they brought this back and put their legacy and stamp on the Southside High School. So we definitely going to be focused and getting prepared to take on the Cougars. I mean, as you know, Coach Turner's done a great job. He's continuing doing a great job. He's a great leader down there. They do the things the right way. I'm a fan. So we talked for a while last night, and it's going to be a good game. We're both coming off losses. Both are hungry to get things going in the right direction.
Yeah, most definitely. Obviously, a crosstown game. You guys probably know some of these folks. They might live just a community or two away. As the things are the boundaries are lined up for the zones in Jackson. But what excites you most about playing this game against the Cougars?
Definitely for the Cup, because that's been the biggest thing since I've been at Southside. Everybody's always talked about the Cup. And then JCM, I did grow up with a lot of those people over there, so just being able to say I beat them when I get older is going to be the best thing for me. Yeah, definitely. Having kind of some of those bragging rights. They bested you guys last year, a big one for Jackson Central Mary. On that young season, that was week 2, like it is again this year. I'm not sure everybody knew what to expect out of the Cougars, coming back and playing that non-JV schedule. But, it's now you know what to expect. You know what you're going to get. Obviously, I would assume you're going to go back and coach, look at that film from last night and look at tendencies and this and that and prepare. But what the Cougars are bringing to the table. You've got that quarterback and a couple big plays by their receivers last night. But you've got a defense of your own that I think people are really underestimating. The Milan. Some talk around town and amongst the ranks of maybe the unlearned in football, as I like to call them. I don't want to just go right out there and say you don't know what you're talking about, but you're not educated in the art of football. We're saying, hey, Southside's going to go up to Milan and get blown out. You definitely did not do that. You guys set a precedent to say, hey, no, we lost the game, but we had every chance to be there. Here's week 2, and same story, same song, second verse. The Southside is expected to be there.
Yeah, I mean, I have full confidence in these group of young men to whatever they dreams to accomplish is possible for them. It's just about them working Monday through Thursday, and they hear me say this on a continuous basis to try to prepare for that. There's no days off, no time off, and we got to be fully committed. But with the Commissioner's Cup and all that on the battle, I think it's a great thing for the city. And I think if we was 0-11 on both sides, it still is going to be a game just because of the rivalry in the city of Jackson.
Yeah. Not only that rivalry that the Commissioner's Cup brings to it, but again, that boundary line. Just playing against some of your friends. And I was the competitor that I didn't care. I'm going to be honest with you. If I go home right now and my wife's got the checkerboard set up, she's fixing to lose. you know, they say you better just let your wife win in life, but no, not in games. You know, now she runs the house, and I get that. She can have all the money in the bank account. But if it was checkers sitting on the table and she's ready to go, she's going to get beat. I don't want to lose at life, right?
it.
And so I'm going to take her along with me. I'm going to hold her up as you guys do your teammates. But man, I don't care if they're my neighbors. If they're playing football on the other side, when we step on that field, the neighbor boundaries get turned off, and it's game time, right?
For sure.
For sure, 100%. Talk to us about those other guys. You know, you brought Lyman. I appreciate that, Coach. I appreciate you bringing the Lyman because
Yeah, they got it.
They don't ever get that love.
He's one of
right?
our captains, man. So you know, he's definitely one of our leaders vocally and through what he does, and even dealing with injuries and stuff like that, he's never let up. He's just a constant, and this is what this program is built on. You know, kids who have been here have not wavered, still trusting, still believing in each other, and we just trying to make it come to fruition. So.
Yeah, definitely. So talk to us about the rest of that roster. You know, it's a
Okay.
young season, but who do we see? And a quarterback returning this
Gavin
year?
Stewart
Gavin
is
Stewart, right?
he's also a captain for us, and he had a good game last night. You know, we always want him to be perfect, but you know, a couple of throws here and there could definitely have changed the outcome. A couple of tackles could have changed the outcome. You know, war nutrition for us right now with a lot of guys playing both ways. Simeon Graham, Greg Green, Braden Weldon has been special for us for every game that we've showed up in, and he's kind of our spark plug. And then you got Caden Curry, and they're both are juniors, and they have really stepped up with carrying the responsibility of being great teammates and working hard and buying in. So, you know, we just trying to take the individuality out of it. So I hate to name names because I'm going to forget somebody. But defensively, Xavier Davis is also on the line with Medina, and he's been starting since a freshman. So they're the two returning starters, and Davis plays probably our best defensive lineman as well on the other side. So he gives us a lot. We just trying to coach him how to lead, and we're doing linebacker-wise, we're kind of young, working on that. And then in our secondary, we have some spots to kind of get better at, but like Weldon and Von Hill for us, Von Trellius, he's been great. He started as a free safety for us last year. He's a senior, great tackler in the open field, saves us a bunch. We just got to learn how to take better care of our bodies so we can finish games and do the right stuff.
Yeah, definitely. It was great to see that the heat kind of broke a little bit this week, and last night wasn't a smoldering sauna that.
Well, we started practice 7:30 Tuesday. Yeah, so
Practice.
Okay.
So I mean, we inside Monday, just to the circumstance, and then we got approval to go outside at least after 7:30 on Tuesday, and Wednesday it broke, so we kind of dealt with the heat that day. But just glad we can get out there instead of being confined. I know we work on a few things, but that also hurts you getting prepared for the week.
Coach, you go on a 4-game home streak here, and 3 of those 4 are region games, and actually I said that back. You got 5 in a row at home, looks like. Is any of those games on the road? Liberty, South Gibson, Lexington? They're all okay, all at home. 5 home games there, 3 of them in the region. So that bodes well for having that home field advantage, so to speak. Cougar Nation showing out. I really loved the TCA scrimmage. Had a big crowd there. Now, unfortunately, the lightning and the rain came through real quick. I was driving down to that game, to just cover it, and I drove out of the rain. Looked like it was going from Bolivar towards North Jackson. And I drove out of it, and all of a sudden it just came together and did a right-hand turn and said, "I'm gonna go south," today. So it kind of rained us out there, but it rained you guys out. So big test last week, week number 1, not having that last scrimmage. Do you think that had any influence on the game last night?
Probably not. I wouldn't think so. You know, we could have definitely got some more reps and benefited from more film. And Coach Bolin, you know, he has his guys ready all the time. I expect them to have a great season this year as well. They're going to be disciplined, and they're going to do exactly what he asked them to do. And that's the kind of teams we want to face, so we can identify our mistakes and miscues. And it's unfortunate we didn't get more film on that, but I don't know if that really affected Friday night. We take it day to day, game by game. So,
yeah, Trinity did get that win over Dresden last night, 21-19.
Yeah.
So, you know, having some reps against somebody that's not yourself, right? Your number one offense is not going against your number two defense. You're going against the number one to somebody else. And, you know, while sometimes we don't put so much stock in that preseason scrimmages or jamborees because they're not official games, maybe you're holding some things back and making sure that you're not getting somebody injured, or, you know, there's not a kicking game really involved in it.
Right.
Some aspects of the game, you know, it's one of those things. But you do get the opportunity to get that last few reps against an opponent that could maybe help you out.
Get
and
better, yes.
you know, it's unfortunate that you guys didn't have that opportunity, but here we are now. As you say, week one's in the books. We're focused on week two.
Yeah, we didn't get our goal. You know, I know the media or outside noise probably didn't, you know, figured it was going to be a 0-1 season, but that's not where our heart was. That's not what we wanted. That's not what I believe that these young men deserve. So, we just going to continue to get back on the bus and get to 1-0 again. So
that's right, one of
our
those
goal.
each week, right?
Yes,
Jackson
sir.
Central Mary this week at home. The Cougars will roll into the nest there to take on the Southside Hawks, and you know, the Cougars after that loss last night, they're going to be a little grouchy.
Yeah.
You know, so it'd be time for the Hawks to, you know, not to use the cliche, but go ahead and scratch them eyes out and take care of business at home. I was kind of talking about that 5-game home stretch. Coach, what do you feel about, you know, and again, your region schedule is your region schedule. You really don't have any control over that. TWA sets it. You know, you've got JCM coming up next week, and then September 5th, you guys got Northside, another implication game there for the Commissioners Cup. So, you know, a really opportunity for you guys over the next two games to solidify yourself as a front runner there. Then at home against a pretty good South Gibson team that's got some guys going to some places that,
Yes, sir.
you know, they're getting a lot of talk up that way. And then Liberty, and then you finish out with Lexington before you hit that road game at Chester County. You know, but how do you feel about having those 5 games at home? Do you feel that, you know, you might get comfortable playing at home?
Well, you know, we travel to all our scrimmages.
Okay.
So to try to get us prepared for that,
Okay.
you know, regardless, I want to put them in adverse situations. So we try to go the hardest route and say good. Okay. So, you know.
Okay. Because it does make a difference in preparation. You
Yes.
know, I mean, the game still kicks off at 7 o'clock or 7:30 if it's a
Right.
heat-in thing or something like that. The game still kicks off. But when you have to prepare 2 hours early to get on that bus, 2 hours earlier than you were supposed to, you know, getting your feet kicked up, maybe finishing that last game of Madden or something before, you know, you got to have your rest time. No Madden in the locker room.
I don't know about that part.
But
maybe
you know,
on the phone.
that rest time that you're supposed to have as a player
Right.
isn't restful on a bus. You know, I never could when I was playing. Could never find that spring was always stuck in my back somewhere, and I never felt like I rested going to the game.
On the bus yesterday, someone did rest pretty good from what I looked and saw.
I was sleeping good.
I was like, good, you getting it out the way. So,
Yeah. But it's a different rest, man. When I'm,
Yeah.
you know, if you got a nice locker room, you got yourself a little cushy chair, or find that couch over in the corner somewhere and get you a good wink of that nap in. You know, even just that 30-minute. It's not like sleeping on the bus. It's never the same, you know. But it's great to see that you're putting your team in those adverse situations, so that we're going to be at home for the next 5 weeks. It might be a thing, but hey, when we hit the road, it's going to be just like week one, or just like those scrimmages when we went out. Talk to us about you got a new principal, right? Some new leadership down there. Talk to us about, because some new rules, and I'm not talking to the AD or the principal here, but there's some new rules coming in about the home gate. Just want everybody to be aware, and you may not even be
I'm
aware
not
of
aware.
all of them.
Not aware.
But I know there's things like no reentries,
Oh, yeah,
bags,
stuff
things
like
like that. Just
clear
just clear bags, right? Just things like that. Unfortunately, we had a little incident out at Liberty a couple weeks ago, and the Meet the Jackson Madison County night, and you guys, I think, were already gone at that point, so it didn't affect you guys in any way, shape, or form. But the craziness of kids sometimes and young adults, just we got to overcome that and get better as a society. It's so clear bags at the gate, no reentry once you leave. You're done, or you got to pay to get back in. Anything else changing with?
No, I think we still do the metal detectors at the South Side, so it's just about keeping safety and keeping everybody where we get to go home at night. So.
That's right. Yeah, everybody wants to go home. Coaches want to go see their families, things like that. Coach, I always preach this. We try to protect. We appreciate the coaches bringing in players and talking about their season and things like that. We always try to protect your time. So just a couple last questions here. For the player, it's one of those things now. Coaches in year 3. It started. It's rolling. And the philosophy, the community definitely behind Coach Narcisse and the Southside Hawks. But what do you feel has been the biggest change for the Hawks? Because your swagger about this season is a little different than even what it was last season. Watching you guys come out on film this year at Milan, just it seems the way that the team is walking just a little bit different. It's maybe talking just a little bit different. What do you feel has been that biggest change in this off season under Coach Narcisse?
He's definitely been harder on us this season, this summer definitely. So I feel like that's built our confidence up.
So just a big confidence boost in the overall team. Yeah, and that's it. And that's what we need. I would at any point, if my kid was still in school, I would say, hey, this is a man that my kid could play for, and I think our community is 100% behind Coach Narcisse and the Southside Hawks. Big game coming up this week. It's Commissioner Cup implication, the 29th of August. Over at the Southside Hawks. What is the
Hawks Nest?
The Nest. That's the stadium. So it's not named after anybody particular. Hardy Graham Stadium, Northside. The reservation, but so just the Nest, right? Okay. Hey, great. I'm for that. Hey, we're all the same, right? We got a couple different nests on the campus, but this is our nest, right? And so get there early. I would assume a packed house.
I'm pretty sure. The city of Jackson shows up in huge numbers when we play each other. So that's just my experience.
Big game coming down the pipe. The Jackson Central Mary Cougars against the Southside Hawks this coming Friday night, 7 p.m. And man, I'm excited about this game. Can't wait to see it. I don't know if I'm on the call for that game, just to be real honest with you, or not. I just had to take week 1 at a time, get the show over with, and I'll go put week 2 together after 1 o'clock this afternoon.
You're living like me.
Coach, again, if you want to reach out, support the Hawks in any way, some pregame meals. I know you got a lineup of folks already, but Coach Cole here was one of my former players back in my early days in Jackson, Madison County Schools, and I appreciate him coming in this morning and talk about that. And his program, but as he said, hey, popsicles, watermelon, some oranges, some bananas, anything is welcome.
No doubt.
Cash donations going through the school appropriately. But if you want to reach out and support the Hawks, make sure that you get a hold of this man, Coach Lester Narcisse and the Southside Hawks. Coming up just a little short in week 1 against Milan. We knew it was going to be a tough game. You expected nothing less than that. And as you said, iron sharpens iron, and can't wait to see what's next for the Southside Hawks on our home field against the Cougars next Friday night.
Good one.
Coach, thanks for coming in today. Appreciate you all that you do for the Hawks and our system here at Jackson Madison County Schools. Guys, good luck with the rest of your season, and we'll be around to get more from the Hawks.
Yeah. See you next week.
All right, guys. Appreciate y'all. Coach Lester Narcisse and the Southside Hawks. Hey, what a great game that was against the Milan Bulldogs. Again, not what Coach Narcisse would have wanted as the final, but in the end, it was a opportunity, as Coach said, iron sharpens iron, and an opportunity for the team to really see what they're made of. They answered the call because that easily could have been a game where it could have gotten out of hand really quickly. But Southside hung tough, and in the end, the 7-point loss means they were right there at the end. And so congratulations to Coach Lester Narcisse and the Hawks. Man, not on the victory, but on the fact that, hey, we are getting and learning lessons that makes us better down the road. And I say this time in and time out again, when you're playing non-region games, it really doesn't matter. Yeah, you want to win everyone. It's great to go 10-0 in the regular season and make it into the playoffs undefeated and doing all those things. It's great for all that. But in the grand scheme of things, a non-region victory doesn't put you into the playoffs anymore than you going down here to McDonald's and having a cheeseburger, right? A non-region victory just means you got a victory. And so the region will start against Northside High School on September 5th for the Southside Hawks, a second Commissioner's Cup implication game for Jackson Madison County Schools. The Northside Hawks, Northside Indians versus the Southside Hawks there on September 5th at Southside. And so Northside takes that 1-0 lead in the Commissioner's Cup, getting that win over Jackson Central Mary last night. The Hawks and the Cougars will tie one on next week. We're going to move to the next Jackson Madison County School in the house. And Coach, when you're ready, roll on over here and let's talk about the Liberty Tech Crusaders. Liberty Tech in the house this morning. Coach Gillard and man, Coach, I know you have you all choked up about it already still. Look at you. You've got to be just super excited for your crew and your kids. We've talked about it for years around Jackson Madison County Schools. Liberty was on a stride, a downward slope, and it didn't seem like there was any end in sight. You guys collectively, the school system, the administration, the coaches, I would assume all collectively have made a decision to go independent this year to get some things in the program right. And what a way to kick off the season with a 45-13 victory for the Liberty Tech Crusaders. The streak is broken. We're going to talk about it today, and then we're not going to talk about it anymore, except Liberty is 1-0, undefeated in Jackson Madison County Schools, undefeated on the season, and congratulations on a big win last night.
Thank you so much. We're just really excited, for the kids, and for our school, for our community. That was something that we really need. We've been having, that cloud over our head for a while. Like I said, when I started there, we had a goal, and the goal was to win. So, we've accomplished that, winning one game, but we're not satisfied with that. We want to continue to win. And when we come off this independent status, be able to get back in the region and compete at a high level.
Yeah, definitely. And you talked about it last night. It's good for the kids, right? I mean, this is so good for the community of Liberty Tech, the Tech Nation, Tech Life, to experience this win on the gridiron field. They've experienced wins other places. They've won some softball games and some soccer games and some basketball games over the years. But it's been a minute since football has got that. And you know as well as I do, so goes your football season. Really, so goes the rest of the year for the school system or for the school itself. And Liberty Tech getting that win, I can only imagine how exuberant the halls will be Monday when all the kids are back, and the high fives and just the attitude and the tone that is going to be set in the hallways for Liberty Tech come next week.
Yes, our principal, she was really, really excited last night. We were supposed to do some special things next week, for the kids. So, I'm excited about that, and just being able to be a part of that is just, it feels really good for me.
Yeah, definitely. Last night you guys had some excellent players on the field, some guys that made some moves that you typically don't see at that age or at that level even sometimes, right? But one, the sophomore, the quarterback, Dontarius Marsh, what a special young man he's going to be. Just a sophomore, the quarterback. Comes in last night, and I think he had 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns. A couple from 50 yards plus. Yes. And that last one that he put into the end zone, I think he broke about 6 tackles, changed directions about 3 or 4, 5 times, and then broke away speed to stay untouched for the last 10 yards of that run. What a special young man that is.
It is. Last year, him being a freshman, we sort of just threw him into the fire. But he's responding this year. He's becoming a leader. He leads by example more than anything. Last night when he was running, it was right before the half. I was telling him to get down, but I'm telling him to keep going also in the same breath.
Yeah.
So that was a very special run. He's a special kid. And I don't see anything but a bright future for him.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those things where like, hey, get down. No, keep going. And you said that. Talk about that second quarter last night, because Innovation Academy, they show up. It's a 2-hour plus bus ride for them. So they got to get just off the bus and get their legs back underneath them a little bit. And they came out that first quarter and just seemed, off because of maybe that bus ride, just a long bus ride. But that second quarter for them, they found something under that fullback, Gutierrez, I believe is his name. He was a workhorse. He found a little hitch in the defense there up the gut, and kind of took the team on his back. And almost 11-minute drive for pay dirt for Innovation Academy, a first-year program for them. What a drive, and a kind of a highlight spot though for Innovation. I got to give some props out to them, even though they're over in the central north part of Tennessee. That little fullback for them is a workhorse.
And they have a really young team. Last year was actually their first year playing 11-man football.
Okay, last year. Okay.
And they had some ups and downs, but they lost 20 seniors from the team last year. Okay. So they're in a rebuilding time just like we are. But I was really impressed with that drive. That was, like you said, it was almost 11-minute drive. And I think they kind of wore us down. They found something that we were missing. So we had to go in at halftime, make some adjustments.
Yeah, as a former fullback myself, I was very excited to watch that man get the carry there at the fullback position, and running out of the tee. Something that we really don't see a lot of around here is maybe sometimes Huntington or maybe a private school, depending on their personnel might run that, but typically out of most of the schools around here, you're not seeing a T-type offense, but the old T coming out, the wing T, and the system, that second quarter definitely worked for them. Talk about your defense, because after the second quarter, it was really all about the Crusader defense, controlling the line of scrimmage, and other than a few spots here and there where a tailback may have picked up a first down, or that fullback that did have a pretty good night, you guys really controlled the line of scrimmage, and had some a couple picks there and a couple fumble recoveries as well.
Well, we went in and like I said, we made some adjustments. going into the second half. And more than anything, we just had to tell the kids they got to play harder. We hadn't been in a lot of situations like that in the previous years since I've been here, as far as being up going into the second half. So it allowed us to do some other things, and so the kids, they stepped up to the plate, and that we accomplished what we needed to.
Yeah, definitely. A couple big sparks on offense by Marsh, 3 touchdowns there. But a little late touchdown by the young kids. It's great to see, man. A mass substitution there in the fourth quarter. It's been a minute since Liberty's been able to do that. And have, hey, let's put our young guys in here and let them experience this win as well on the field. Talk about those young kids, because they got on the field and you could see the fire in them when they messed up a little bit, or something wasn't going right for them. You could see them. The quarterback especially, he looked like he might have got hot under the collar for just a second, but then they got it right and punched it in for a touchdown. Man, you got to be proud of every aspect of last night.
Yeah, Isaiah, the quarterback is Isaiah Monty. He is a fierce competitor. To be a young kid, he's going to be in the future. He will be our quarterback. He got in. He was a little frustrated with the offensive line because he wants to do well. So, but I like the way he commands the huddle. And Michael Cole came in and ran the ball well. We had a couple of other kids that made some great runs. So, and it's always good to get in a situation where you can allow your kids to get some game play. So that'll help us down the future. We may need some of those kids before the season over.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those things where you never know what's going to happen on a field any given Friday night. So you better prepare that next group of kids for their spot and their time, should it come. We've seen that in the NFL a lot, or even in college, where I think back to that 2014 season with Ohio State, and quarterback number 1 goes down, and then quarterback number 2 goes down, and then the third string quarterback comes in and wins the national championship for you.
Right.
I mean, you better be ready for a situation like that, because it may come out. Coach, I know you guys last night, man, the celebration erupted. Everybody was so proud that the stands, nobody left all night long. They were there. They were like, man, we've got this. Again, that second quarter, Innovation Academy came out, threw you guys a little adversity. You guys responded to that adversity, and were able to overcome that second quarter. They went down and punched it in, answered your 2 touchdowns there in the first half. But talk about some of the rest of the guys on offense, maybe even that offensive line, because Dontarius Marsh at quarterback really wasn't touched all night long.
Right. That offensive line with William Merrill is our center, number 77. We actually got DeQuan and Tavion Miller. They are 2 freshmen, offensive guard and an offensive tackle. We actually start 3 freshmen on the offensive line, a sophomore and only 1 junior. And those kids will be back for the next couple of years.
Yeah.
So I think that's where you build a team from up front. You got to have a good quarterback to lead, but he can't do anything if he doesn't have any blocking.
Yeah, 100%.
So those kids, they did a great job, and I think they're growing up right in front of my eyes. So we're going to just keep lifting, getting in that weight room, and keep practicing. And we have some of those kids still will play some JV games too, just to get as much of that live experience as they can. So, but I'm looking forward to the future with those kids.
Yeah, most definitely. Coach, you get the big win last night, 45-13 over Innovation Academy, and you guys improved 1-0 on the season. It's been a minute since we've been able to say that for Liberty. I mean, it's so proud. I spent some time there at Liberty coaching and teaching and walking the halls with some of these kids, and it's some of these kids actually maybe even seniors this year. I've been going now 3 years, and so some of those freshmen that came in are seniors, and so it kind of makes me a little proud to say, hey, those are some kids that I had classes with, and glad that they're experiencing that success. Bluff City is the next opponent. You guys are on the road. You guys have got a little bit of a drive here. It's not necessarily as far as Innovation Academy, but you guys got to take that trip down to Memphis to play Bluff City Wolves there. Where will that game be at?
At Kirby Stadium.
At Kirby Stadium.
Yes.
Okay. And I know if anybody around here knows anything about Memphis football, there's a lot of good football in Memphis.
It is.
But they share about 3 fields.
Yes,
so,
yes.
So Kirby Field, and you guys will play Friday night at 7 p.m. There. And do we know anything about the Bluff City Wolves? I mean, this is a team that's very foreign to me.
Well, Bluff City has been in existence, if I'm not mistaken, about 5 years. Actually, the first head coach was a kid that I coached at Hillcrest when I was in Memphis many years ago. They're going to have, like all the Memphis schools, they're going to have a couple of athletes.
Yeah.
So, we can't take them for granted, and we're going to have to prepare hard for them just like we would for anybody else. They had a game. They played Thursday night. They played against Kip.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, it was like 35-21, something like that.
I think it's 28-14.
28-14.
Yeah,
And it was something like that. But like I said, we exchanged films this morning, so I'm gonna go get in the lab when I leave here.
That's it.
Try to prepare.
Yeah, definitely. So if you are a fan of the Tech, and hey, they're on the win streak. And let's continue to support. It's a 6-year drought. It's easy to lose some of the bandwagon.
Yes.
And so those of you that stuck with the bandwagon, that have been continuing to show up to the games and support, guys, hey, this is an opportunity to get in that vehicle, follow that bus down to Kip High School, Memphis, to take on the Bluff City Wolves. And help Liberty, give them that support down there. Nobody in Memphis is going to show up to watch Liberty because nobody cares about Liberty in Memphis.
Right.
So we need our fans here to make that trip down there and support Liberty. That game is at 7 p.m. next Friday night. I'll tell you, to watch some of these plays last night, some of these young men, sophomore Dontarius Marsh, I got to take my hat off to that young man. He was electric, and talk to us a little bit about that defensive line. Those guys had that adversity in the second quarter, responded very well. But talk to us about that personnel on the defensive line and who we're seeing there as we watch that group.
Well, once again, our center, William Merrill, he's also our nose guard as well.
Okay.
And we kind of, up front, we kind of use both sides of the ball. They got to play both ways. So,
Okay.
like I said, they have been working really hard to get in shape because they have to play both ways. Our bigger guys we need them on offense and defense, and they stepped up last night.
Yeah.
And we didn't have a whole lot of tapping out, and so we come up with a really good rotation, and it ended up working out. So,
yeah, definitely. And you could see guys coming in and off the field, and so sometimes to me, from a distance, it looked like, Coach, this is a monumental moment for Liberty Tech right now. I don't want to come off the field.
Right.
I think it might have been tough getting some of those guys off the field
Right.
last night.
Yeah.
Guys trying to get in even on special teams that may not have been in that spot.
Right.
It's like, hey, I want to go return this kick or something.
Right.
It's fun to see when you're having the success that you guys have had in the offseason. The numbers are up for Liberty Tech. I mean, it's great to look at a sideline and go, hey, whoa. I mean, you've almost got a whole nother team down there,
Right.
that you can pull from, and it's great to see that as Coach Zach Cole was in this morning already, and he's got a number of kids from North Parkway that are over
Yes.
there playing now, and and he was talking about that. It's great to see that. Hey, this is not I'm not looking down the line and going, who can I put in? I'm looking down the line going, hey, this kid's hungry to get in,
Right.
and it's great to see that. So the numbers are up. Coach, we're so excited as a community for Liberty Tech. I know for you, as you said, you've already got the film. It's week 2.
Right.
Week 1 is over with. It's in the book. Celebration time is over.
Right.
Now it's time to get back to work and make things happen. So if you are a follower of the Liberty Tech Crusaders, they will be heading to Memphis next Friday, 7 p.m., the game will be against the Bluff City Wolves at Kipp High School. So, again, if you know anything about Memphis, there's 3 or 4 fields down there. Everybody shares them. Some people play on Thursdays. Some people play on Fridays. Some people play on Saturdays. Just because they got to get all those games in, you know. And so it's that point. Coach, after that, you guys are looking at a schedule there against some more familiar opponents here in West Tennessee. You guys at home on September 5th against Middleton. So folks around here know Middleton. Then you've got September 12th at home against Gibson County. And then you take what we feel is a trip around the world, not really far away except for Brewston Hollow Rock, but it's that road trip. You got to go across town. And how do you feel with this kind of young team, the distractions of the bus ride will affect this team?
Well, I don't really think it's going to affect us. Our kids are locked in now. You know, we every scrimmage we had this summer was away. So we were, and also Jamboree was in Brewston. So, you know, I don't think it's just all about the kids focusing and, you know, they get on there, they put the music on with their headsets, and they're focusing, they're watching Huddle, watching the games. So, you know, I got a group it's really changing. The culture of the whole thing is changing.
Yeah, definitely. Kind words from Innovation Academy's leadership last night and parents as I was walking out, and they were asking where they could, you know, where we filming the game and broadcasting the game, and we said, yeah, they're on the 101.5 FM Facebook page and the Hub City Sports Network YouTube page. And so they were asking where they could go back and watch it, but they had nothing but praise for you guys, and you know, just the compliments all the way across the board. Not only just on the play, obviously the spot last night goes to Don Terry's Marsh and what he did, but as a team, lots of praise all the way across the board. More importantly, and that's something that I'm very, very proud to be able to talk about, was the sportsmanship. From both teams. We had a couple flags that you could say, well, that was, you know, the blindside block. You know, we're not talking about anything negative or dirty. That, you know, the flags were what they were. But the coaches and the parents said, man, hey, you guys treated us well. The hospitality was great. Yeah, we got beat, but it is what it is. But hey, you know, the team, both teams out there, good sportsmanship.
Yes.
And from a coach's side, you know, we're coaching the game per se. We hope that everybody acts accordingly, but we're coaching the game. That's what we're focused on: touchdowns and takeaways and things like that. But it's great to hear already out of the gate from a parent group of folks that aren't around Jackson, don't know the Liberty story, don't know much about Liberty per se, that they come across here, and the first thing they say to a community member outside of their mouth is, "Hey, it's a great team and really good sportsmanship." So gotta hang your hat high today, not only on the win, but that kind of praise coming down from the community on the team. And so, man, we're super excited. Week 2 in Memphis, and then it's at home for a 2-game stretch against Middleton, Gibson County. And then let's talk about real quick before, and we will protect your time, get you out of here. You're itching to watch that film, I know, and prepare for the Wolves. But you guys have that middle of the season stretch in which you will take on South Side. Then you're at Hollow Rock Brewston for that game, and then come back for that Commissioner's Cup implication games against Northside and JCM there in week 6 and 7. Talk to us a little bit about the Cup, and is that something that the kids are starting to talk about now that the season is going? The game against Northside and JCM last night, I'm sure they were looking up scores. They've got friends that play there, both of those teams, right? And maybe even people that live across the street. That's how the zone breaks up, you know. But kind of talk about the Commissioner's Cup just a little bit, and your team's thought on that so far as it's kicking off this year.
Well, it would be great. A great accomplishment if we could win the Cup. Like you said, a lot of the kids are their friends at other schools and relatives, and just being from Jackson myself, it's always been a rivalry with all the schools here. I mean, when I played, we could not wait, you know, to play Northside, and we didn't play Southside then. We used to scrimmage them in the spring when I played. So, I mean, just to be able to compete with kids that, you know, that you grew up with and know personally. The Cup, you know, we have bigger goals that we're trying to accomplish, but for right now, with us being independent and can't make the playoffs, that is our playoffs or our state championship. That would be great for us to be able to accomplish and win the Cup and bring it to Liberty.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, one of the things right now, Northside takes that 1-0 lead in the Cup race so far. They kicked off last night, big game in downtown. But I think the biggest game last night was at Liberty Tech.
Oh, yeah.
And, man, what a you know, just love the smile comes off your face when you talk about that. You know, it's you feel for the kids when you hit that stride, and I know you came in on it towards the end there,
Right.
and you guys kind of broke that streak and whatnot. But it feels nice to be able to go into week 2 and say, hey, you know, whatever that was. And again, we're going to talk about it today here on Hub City Sports Network and Sports Talk Live, and then we're going to hush about it.
Right.
But it's great to celebrate the win, to get off the stride, and to give those kids high fives, and coaches that I know and have coached with or taught with a high five last night, even after the game. Man, just can't be more proud of Liberty Tech and the accomplishment you guys had on the field last night.
Right.
Hey, if you guys want to support Liberty Tech, go ahead and get them on their social media, Liberty Tech Crusaders, and call over to the school. And just in this time of the year when the heat's still out there and it's still something that we battle, some popsicles after practice or some watermelon or oranges that have been iced down would be nice,
Right.
you know. So if you want to call Coach up over there at Liberty Tech, I'm sure they'll take some fruit and popsicles after practice one day this week. Just show them some love and get out and support this crew as they take on the Wolves in Memphis this coming Friday night, August 29th at 7 p.m. Looking for win number 2, the undefeated Liberty Tech Crusaders on the season. Coach, congratulations, and hopefully we'll see you next week talking about another victory for Liberty Tech.
All right. Thank you for having me.
All right. Any weekend, you guys are always welcome right here on Sports Talk Live. Guys, we're going to take just a little bit of an extended break here, get some things changed up, and when we come back, we'll talk more about sports, football season. Yes, it is the most wonderful time of the year. Usually when the fat guy comes around in the red suit, we talk about that. But no, we're going to talk about it right now. Getting the wins, Liberty Tech Crusaders, and we'll have Northside in the house. The Indians also off a win last night. We'll talk about that and more. Commissioner's Cup implications of that game last night. We'll talk about that more when we come back. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back. Just a little extended break. Don't go away too long.
As the road you travel changes, so can your insurance needs. Talking with Farmers Insurance agent Jeremy Chandler can help you assess whether you're ready for the journey ahead. There's a reason the Jeremy Chandler Agency was voted Best Insurance Agency in VIP Magazine's Best in Jackson 2024. Give Jeremy a call today at 731-FARMERS and find out why. That's Jeremy Chandler at 731-327-6377 or contact him at 731farmers.com.
Hey y'all, this is Mary at Mulligan's. Come see us soon before the new wears off. Hard to believe, but we're coming upon an anniversary in our locally family-owned business at Union University Drive. We still have our daily lunch specials, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., which will remind you of Grandma's cooking. Or try our Irish dishes, fish and chips, Reuben's and shepherd's pie, or everyone's favorite, the Mully Burger. And how about brunch on Saturdays and Sundays? Yep, every weekend, serving Jackson for over 25 years. See you soon at Mulligan's.
Ever wonder what we do to keep the station cool around here with all this hot air?
We use Mylan Heating and Air, a locally owned and operated company that takes pride in fast responses. They offer repair for HVAC maintenance, installations or replacements, services for water heaters, and airflow quality. Mylan Heating and Air also offers financing with up to 12 months, no interest, no payment for those who qualify. Heating or cooling, residential or commercial, keeping the community
And the station
comfortable. Mylan Heating and Air, your local Daikin dealer, 731-487-9211, or visit them online at mylanheatingandair.com.
Get a seamless built-in look for your kitchen with a KitchenAid Flush Design dishwasher. With a panel-ready door and flush installation, this dishwasher fits evenly with countertops and cabinetry when installed in a standard cabinet depth of 24 inches. See how beautiful your kitchen can look at Kaufman's Home Furniture and Appliances, located at 2845 U.S. Highway 45 Bypass in Jackson, or call 731-664-0900.
Kaufman's. Relax your home.
In 1967, West Tennessee's first community college opened its doors. In the decades since, graduates have made a name for themselves as healthcare professionals, community leaders, business owners, veterans, educators, and so much more. With 3 generations of Jackson State graduates leading the way, the future has never looked brighter for West Tennessee. We are your community college. We are Jackson State. Learn what we're all about at jscc.edu.
Best One Tire of Jackson and Brownsville provides outstanding tire sales and service along with exceptional mechanical work to customers in Jackson and in Brownsville. Best One Tire provides commercial, industrial, OTR, and agricultural tires to West Tennessee with honest and courteous service. With trained professionals who perform a variety of auto repair and truck repair services to keep your vehicle running smoothly, including heavy-duty suspension work. Best One Tire of Jackson, 2690 Bells Highway. And Best One Tire of Brownsville at 1180 South Dupree Streets. BestOneOfJackson.com.
Welcome back, Sports Talk Live with the coach. That's me, Coach T. Stratton, live right here at Caddy Sports Club. Got the mural in the background, one of the most iconic shots in golf. And get over here, Caddies, today and book your booth for. I know, guys, it's not quite as hot as it's been last week or even a couple weeks ago. But hey, Caddies is I'm gonna just throw this out there. Caddies is potentially making some changes, and there may be a new addition sports wise coming to Caddies down the road. I'm just gonna throw the teaser out there, right? Just throw the teaser just so that it's there. But Caddies Sports Club right here, Jackson, Tennessee, the world class indoor golfing facility. And hey, we're joined by the next coach on the list. Well, not really a list, just because he showed up at this time. So we're joined by Coach Mitchell, the offensive coordinator, the grass mowing man, the digital media professor, whatever else that has to be done for the Indians, that's what he does. And not the head coach of the Northside Indians, but the head coach lives a minute from Jackson. He's probably got into bed an hour and a half later than everybody else, at least. And so we give him a little grace for not driving in on Saturday, and we appreciate him sending over his representation of Northside High School. But, Coach, welcome in. Congratulations on the big win last night.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Not only to start the season with the win, but we always talk about this, not that it means a whole lot in the grand scheme of things of football, because you're looking for a little bit of a different type of trophy at the end of the season. But there's this thing in Jackson, Madison County that we call the Commissioner's Cup, and all of our schools within the public school system play for it. And the winner, of that has the bragging rights for the city. And you guys come out not only on that first game victory against a really good opponent in the Jackson Central Mary Cougars, but you get the win and you get the lead in the race for the Commissioner's Cup. Again, congratulations on all that. Talk about the game last night. Walk us through there. 22-20 victory. To me, it looked like a lot of run-heavy offense, a lot of heavy sets. Seen even the linebacker star in on the offense quite a bit last night. Talk to us about that. Was it because of the defense of the Cougars, or is that the game plan you guys just took into the game last night?
We pretty much knew we were going to be run heavier simply because of the heat. We couldn't be outside. You lose some of that quarterback, wide receiver timing. You lose a little bit of the fluidity with the passing game. So we tried to keep it a little simple as far as the the passing game was concerned. So with the run heavy aspect was just at some point it kind of turned into what was working. You know, could we line up and gain 3 or 4 yards? Let's do it. Yeah. You know, and with the game being tight like that, at some point it also became some clock management. Right. You know, second half, come out, we scored, you know, we went up. We tried to maintain some clock management, and then some things just didn't work. Whether it was a blocking assignment missed or they just aligned slightly different than what we thought they might. You know, so they had a good game plan. You know, nothing against them. They fought hard. They played hard. They did not quit whatsoever. And we knew it was going to be a fight. So we were very prepared for, hey, it's not going to be that this team is going to lay it down and we're just going to beat them by 30 or 40. It was going to be, hey, we're here to fight. And they proved that. You know, we jumped out 14-0. Big first play on offense, scored, I believe, on the second play. Then we had a defensive touchdown, pick 6 by Javonte. You know, so it started perfect. You know, we realistically had no aspirations on being able to start quite that fast. And then when it happened, you know, it was just, I guess, a stalemate at some point with the offense slowing down and the defense being out there a little bit longer. You know, and that's the bad thing about having a high-powered offense, is you have the defense out there 3 or 4 plays, they stop them, and then you play, you know, 2 plays, score, and then they're back on the field. Hey, that's great, but at some point, you know, it's like, well, I love to score fast, but maybe we need to do a little bit more. Right. You know, so there was some of that thought process too. Even if it wasn't said, you know, at some point you naturally think about it.
Right. Yeah, I remember my coaching days in Florida and coaching against some of the schools, and even one point our school had some numbers, and we had that high-powered offense, or they had that high-powered offense, and we tried to dwindle our numbers down on offense to, okay, here's our top, you know, 16, 17 guys that we're going to rotate in and out, a couple linemen, you know, this and that we might use differently. And then we tried to really platoon it on defense, not saying that the defense never played offense never played defense. No, we tried to have 2 sets of defensive guys, so that if we go out there and have the ability to take one to the house on the first play, and we do, and the defense has got to go back out there and play another 10 plays, that we have somebody to put in those positions. It's tougher to do that when you don't have, you know, 70, 80 kids on a team, 100 kids on the program. But nonetheless, you talked about that. Northside has a high-powered offense. They can score at the drop of the hat, and that will, if they, you know, especially if a defense has a miscue. Right. That safety doesn't play over the top. That linebacker gets sucked down into the box, or something to that extent. You've got some wide receivers that can take it to the house quick and make some plays. Nothing against the Cougars defense, because they've got a pretty good defense in their own right over there, and even watched some great stops and even some rundowns from behind, some speed from those guys. But as you said last night, you know, it was the run-heavy offense that ended up taking care of it. But talk about the quarterback, because I watched a couple plays last night where he was carrying 2 or 3 guys with him and still fighting for many more yards, and he had a couple very nice long runs that really set up the next set of downs for the Indians.
That young man has developed extremely well over the last few years that we've been there. Quinn Jenkins is doing great. You know, he's a big kid. Yeah. I mean, in a lot of places, he's going to be a running back, maybe a fullback. I mean, he is big. He's strong, you know, but he understands the game of football. He really studies it. So he knew what he needed to do, and he was shouldering the blame on some of the passes that he was missing and different things. You know, so he was stepping up, being a senior. It wasn't his best night throwing the ball, you know, but that's okay. You know, when he ran the ball, he was doing what he needed to do, getting through. You know, there was times where, I mean, it just opened up for him because the play scheme was just perfect, and that defense did what we realistically hoped they would do, and he was gone. And like you said, he's not going down on the first hit. More often than not, it's going to take 2 or 3 guys to get him.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, definitely. And you talked about that from, you know, this is obviously just week 1, so we're still looking at what happened in the offseason and maybe even last year that kicks us off into this season. Last year, Jenkins is 2 platooning it, right? I mean, he's playing not even half the game sometimes with another senior quarterback and Skibout, who was really the arm of the Indians, more than he was the legs. And then Jenkins would come in and run a little bit of a wildcat style offense. But now he has to sit under for every snap of the game. And it looked like, he responded well to that first outing.
Yeah, he did. Like you said, last year, it was one of those, freak things where Ski Bout shows up and we find out he can throw and he does these things. And we just figured, hey, honestly, the best thing we can do is do this 2-quarterback system. And that helped Quinn develop into what he is now, because he could sit back, he could see some of those pass plays, he could see the run plays. And, it's not that we didn't let him throw last year.
Right. No,
but those situations were a little more geared towards easier throws, quick throws, or the deep ball. But like you said, him having the whole helm this year, he's responded well. He understands what's going on. He's going to study some film. He's going to be paying attention. And he's going to do his job. I have no doubt in my mind that Quinn's going to do everything that he needs to do to get the job done.
Right. And he's a good leader. I mean, he in the hallway, when I see him throughout the school, he's always very respectful. He's getting to class on time. He's talking to the teammates up down the hall. He's doing those things off the field that you want your quarterback to do to gain the respect of your team and his teammates. And then he's transitioning that, seems like, well to the field, as I've seen him practice and in some of the scrimmage games that I've seen him in.
Right. Yeah.
Coach, talk to us a little bit. You guys had I think an interception late in the game where JCM was driving, and JCM had the ball. You guys intercepted it. Kind of maybe a turning point there. You guys didn't go down and score again, but a great defensive stop for the Indians there. Talk about that defense all night.
Right. And we talk about our offense a lot. Our defense is really good.
Yeah.
It's just sometimes they get overlooked because, like we said earlier, we are scoring quickly. They're out there. They're tired. We have 2, 3, 4 linemen that can play any of those positions. We got 3 or 4 back. We got depth. But when they're out there so much, simply because of the offensive scheme, they're going to get tired. And a lot of those guys end up being two-way players. So not only are they playing all the defensive snaps, they're also playing the offensive snaps. So if we had the kids to where we could just focus on offensive players and then separately, completely separate defensive players, our defense would be even that much better. Like you said, I believe it was Tucker that you're talking about. They ran like a little quick pass to, I believe, number 4 was at Massey, I believe is his name. And it just, from the sideline, I just kind of saw it bounce around, bouncing off a helmet, and then next thing I know, he had it and was going the other way. So then I'm telling the offense, hey, let's get ready. We got to get the ball. And, like you said, we didn't score, but that allowed some more time to come off the clock. We were running that clock, just letting it tick down. And it was almost one of those attrition type things. We're cramping, they're cramping, somebody, they're not necessarily hurt, but they got hurt and then they're cramping. And so we're just, at some point it was like, let's get out of the game. Let's secure the victory. And we did there at the end. I believe we had a fumble there late that we had a 4th down stop, I believe.
Yeah, turnover and downs.
Turnover on downs. He fumbled, but we didn't get it back, stuff like that. And just once that happened, we went in the victory formation and just,
I think that was about 3:20 left in the 4th quarter, I think, when that turnover went down, somewhere around there. Again, another great defensive stop. So, as you said, that defense for Northside really sometimes gets overlooked. They get it, they don't really get talked about, but, the linebacker star, I mean, he's a solid beast up front, in that linebacker position, really that manager of the field for the defense there in the middle. And, it's you guys really lock down corners. We talk about a lot of other corners around West Tennessee, and maybe not enough love is passed on to the Northside Indians defense because of what's happening right now on the offensive side. So, it's tit for tat, but, the reason you guys are winning ball games, the reason you guys are there in ball games, even if you do lose them, is because of that defense, right? And defense, they say, wins championships. And I would always get, when I was offensive coordinator in Florida, I would always get so upset when we would get into a situation where the next thing you know, where they've got a quad set over there, and it looks like they're getting ready to line up the opposing team's 4x100 relay race, and all those guys are running 4 3s or under, and the head coach comes over and grabs one of my receivers and says, "Hey, I need you to go be this safety guy and run tit for tat with him." And now all of a sudden he's a defensive back, and I'm like, "Coach, you've got 45 players over there. You don't have one guy. You got to come and take my receiver." But that's the way it is. And so Javonte Smith, we talked about him a lot last year. Probably more big plays on defense for Javonte, some of the interceptions or even maybe some of the special team returns that he got last year was even talked about more than his offensive play in a lot of ways. But here's another kid that is on the offensive side of the ball that's, hey, he's a pretty good defender in his own right. You know?
Sure is.
Last night, you guys take the 1-0 lead on the season. You and Liberty Tech are the two Jackson-Madison County undefeated teams on the season.
Big congratulations to Coach
Huge
Gillard and the Liberty Tech staff there. The Crusaders, they break through, and hopefully they get some more going. Now, of course, that October meeting with us, I really prefer they lose, but it's a little bit personal for me.
Yeah.
Other than that, they can go undefeated.
Right. Yeah, and you guys are very familiar with Coach Gillard, coaching over at Northside. You guys know him, and obviously as a fellow colleague, not only just as a coach, but as a colleague that you guys coached with, you've got to be super proud of what he was able to accomplish. Short season, off season last year, getting into the season, not really, being able to do what you want to do and get everything implemented, but having that off season now, getting those kids to buy into his system over there. Huge shout out to Liberty Tech, but yeah, you guys will see them a little bit later. I believe it's their second game. I think maybe for the Commissioner's Cup on their side. I think they play Southside first, and then they're Hollow Rock Brewston, and then I think it's you guys. But when you guys step on the field, it's no longer about colleagues and friendships. It's at the moment for the next 48 minutes of play time. We're going to be opponents, and no harm, no bad feelings.
No.
But I hope you lose.
Very much so.
Yeah, I used the talk this morning already about. I don't want to lose at anything. And if my wife had a checkerboard set up when I got home and wanted to play checkers, she's fixing to get beat.
She's going to lose.
It's just the way it is. I mean, she can win at anything else in life, but if you put out a competition board in front of me, she's going to lose. So, hey, it is what it is. I love you, babe.
No, not this
I will
time.
be eating lunch out today, so there will be nothing put in my sandwich. But I'll see you in a little bit. But no, it's one of those things. Talk to us about special teams last night. In a game that comes down to fielded position and then a game that's close, because it was almost reminiscent of what we saw last year at the reservation. You come down, it's a tight ball game, and the Cougars had the ball towards the end. But what about some special teams play last night? How did that work out for the Indians?
Well, obviously, we didn't have the 15-yard penalty on the punt. There wasn't a turnover on downs, essentially, or a free turnover, not on downs, sorry. So that was a big thing. And it was kind of weird because that, much like the passing game, it's hard to practice special teams inside.
Yeah.
So I think we did a pretty good job on just doing our job as it was for the situations.
Right.
I think our kickoffs are pretty good. Our kickoff returns were good. Wish our extra point game was a little bit better, but again, it is hard to practice that when you can't go outside very much. So they did step up. Those young men listen. They do what they need to do, and people fill in the gaps whenever somebody goes down or needs a breather or whatever. So that was big. It's that multifaceted 3-part game where you can't just win the offense and or the defense. You really got to focus on special teams and do that part as well.
Yeah, I think I heard it might have been Ray will talk about this one time. Kind of a big special teams guy himself, and he said, the game you can do whatever you want on offense, and you can have the most sound defensive strategy that you want, and you can go out and execute those two things. But if you don't practice special teams, you'll lose the game every time.
Yeah, I mean, the very first thing that happens is special teams.
Right. No game. Yeah.
Coin toss,
Right.
kickoff.
Yeah.
If you can't kick off or kick off return, there's a problem.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah, it's every head coach that I've sat under on the football side of the sport is we always started our practice with special teams, because you're right, the game doesn't kick off or doesn't start without the kickoff.
Yeah.
So if you're going to start your game with a kickoff, then let's start practice with a kickoff. And we started, we got out there, got warmed up, and we started with the kickoff drill, and and then we might have spread some things in throughout practice at different points, but we started off as we play, and a lot of times that cliche is you play like you practice. If you're going to practice bad, you're probably going to play bad.
Yeah.
Very important. Coach, talk to us about week number 2. Week 1's in the books. The win over the Cougars, 22-20 there at Lane Field. Really wish that game would have been on October 3rd at the new stadium. And what a facility that's going to be when that gets done. But week number 2, you guys still on the road, although it's really not that far. Takes longer to get there than it is in mileage.
It's week 3.
Well, that's right, because you guys got the bye.
We got the bye week this week.
So, but the next game, week 3 for you guys, would be Southside, and so you get the week off to prepare for Southside. And Southside went up against a very good Milan team last night. A couple of college commits in the running back and wide receiver, I believe. But they one game shy of a state championship last year for Milan. They go up there and make a game of it. So Southside, man, they could be a much different team than we saw last year. But you guys get the extra week to prepare. How do you feel that that's going to help you as you prepare for Southside this week?
Obviously, having a week off before an opponent is a great advantage. But really the focus is going to be on correcting the things that we did wrong, and then in this week of the bye week, watch some film on things and focus on that, and then next week really kick into full bore of Southside prep. I'm not saying we won't do it this week, but it will be a little more combination of things, like I said, with the corrections and seeing the things that we did wrong and can be better at on all aspects of the game.
Do you feel that somewhat of the game's outcome last night might have been a result of having to practice indoor too much? And do you feel that this off week, which shouldn't be quite as hot, so you should be able to get outside and do those things, but will allow you, might be beneficial for the Indians this go around because of having to change up practice and not getting that field time? Is now, hey, I've got an extra week in there to get that field time in, and we feel like we'll be a much different team come week 3.
I think the biggest thing that a bye week does, even if it's early, is just help some of the injuries. Obviously you can focus on running a little bit more, get a little more or shape, endurance, stuff like that under their belt, and just really focus in on how we're going to attack the rest of the season. Because at that point, then we're 9 games in a row.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be an easy haul by any means.
Yeah,
right.
And 9, almost all 9 of those, minus just 2, really. So they're all region.
They're
games,
all region
right?
games.
So it's the region expanded. Dyer County, Crockett County now matter in a little bit different way.
Correct. So we got 7 games that are region. We have the Liberty Tech that's going to be tough, and then that's for the Commissioner Cup. That'll be the 3rd game for us. And then we have our homecoming. Homecoming was the only game we got to schedule.
Yeah.
Everything else was we were told, well, you got to play these games, and then here's the Commissioner Cup game. So congratulations, find a homecoming opponent.
Right. Yeah. And then, by the way, let's go get Giles County to have them as a. And it may be on the top.
No offense to Giles County. I don't know if I've ever seen any of their film. I think they're the Bobcats. I could be wrong on that. Maybe. But that's about all I know. I know they're south of Nashville somewhere. Couldn't
Yeah,
tell you.
they
You know,
are
it's,
Bobcats. You're
no,
right.
like I said, no offense to them. Not trying
Yeah.
to give them any bulletin board material, but you know, Coach Lowe made it, so I'm like, well, listen,
Right.
we're doing it.
Yeah, they were 6-6 overall last year, 3-1 in the region. You know, made the playoffs, and they made a little bit of a deep run before they ran into Meigs County over there, 3A school. But you know, they've got some big games under their belt in the past, and so you know. But you look at that, like you said, that's really the only one that you guys had control over, and it's tough because that's a pretty tough opponent. And sometimes you could say, hey, maybe in this region time we need to have, not like the SEC goes out and schedules all these cupcakes, but maybe we need to have just a little bit lesser of an opponent. But to go out and schedule Giles, a team that made a deep playoff run, that's a tough one for homecoming.
Shout out to Coach Hampton. I'm just going to say this: at least it's not Dyersburg. Whew, that was not fun to prepare for at all.
I love Coach Hampton.
And again,
because
that's
he
nothing
says, "We're
against
gonna
Giles
play."
Kelsey because I don't know, but
Yeah.
I just know what Dyersburg is,
Right.
and if they're anything like Dyersburg, then I'm going to ask this not to do a second year of that one. That's just it's like beating your head against the wall,
Yeah.
and it's fun, it's fun football, but whew,
Yeah.
And
you and I probably have a lot more in common because we're offensive coordinators than we tend to talk about sometimes. We don't really sit down and talk a whole lot of X's and O's. At some point, maybe we should. But I think about this schedule, and it's like, these region games. You talked about those Dyersburg games. This is I've got to go to work the minute that this game is over with because I don't have time. Now this week you do because you
Right.
have the bye week, and so that's the only week throughout the season other than week 1 that you have time. After Southside, really, I as an offensive coordinator would start banging my head against the wall because I'd be like, all right, here comes Lexington. Well, wait a minute. Lexington just beat Bolivar. All right, so they got a 1-0 lead here on the early season. Dyer County. Whoa, wait a minute. Dyer County.
they beat Dyersburg.
Yeah, beat Dyersburg, state contending team there. I thought Dyersburg might have that game because I think it was at Dyersburg, but
I'm pretty sure 35-34 is what I believe I saw.
35-34.
Yeah,
Yep.
which was crazy.
So a big win there for the Choctaws, but and then wait a minute, Crockett County. And then, Hardin County. Wait a minute. We got South Gibson on that schedule as well.
Ooh,
And we got to
yeah.
finish out the season against a team who put up 75 last night, Chester County. I thought they were kind of going to be down this
And
year.
I'll go ahead and
a
throw
little
this out there at Chester County, second year in a row.
bit. Yes,
That's no easy feat.
100%. So, as an offensive coordinator, there is no downtime.
Yeah,
It-
sleep
no
is going to
defensive
be
coordinator.
Yeah, sleep is going to be
Yeah.
very, very.
Yeah, I think I
coveted.
would just have a cot in my classroom and just stay at school for the next 10 weeks.
I got a blow up mattress somewhere. I can just blow it up, take it down, blow it up, take it down.
So, I mean, it's just like, you're going to be living in front of a computer and a screen and a practice field, after this bye week.
And not to mention, I do teach Algebra 2 and Geometry, which is an EOC tested class, so I have expectations in the classroom.
Yeah.
It just never ends.
That's right.
And that's okay. If it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't do it, but it keeps me busy, so I love it.
Yeah.
Not complaining at all, but you're right, man. It is. Can we get a little bit of a right? I mean, I'll go ahead and say it. I think it's one of the, if not the toughest regions around, top to bottom. It has the ability to just everybody beating their head against the wall, and the odds of somebody being undefeated with a schedule like in general the entire region has, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, I mean, you might have looked at, had you not included Crockett County and Dyer County into that, the chance of a school maybe coming out undefeated in the region. But you still had South Gibson, you still had Chester, you still had Hardin County, you still had Lexington, on Southside in there. Again, any of those schools will come up and beat you and bite you in the butt in a heartbeat. But now you add two more, and two playoff
teams.
Not just playoff teams; these are playoff staples in in West Tennessee, I mean, it seems like every time that you look, Coach Ward and the Crockett County Cavaliers are always making a push at a second or third round. Dyer County has had some ups and downs, but they are a staple, most any other year to be in the playoffs. And this year, it looks like they're going to be, starting off with a bang and kicking things off well for them. But boy, you're right, 100%. This is a schedule that. Thanks, T. Doubles Dublé.
I don't think I could wish that on my worst enemy, really. Hey, what's the worst thing I could do? Probably wouldn't think of this schedule.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
And you look at some of your opponents like JCM, and you look at that Region 2 schedule. If I was the Region 2 or a Class 2 team, I wouldn't want that schedule either.
No.
And Huntington and Milan and those schools, it's like, well, wait a minute. That's like the 3A that Northside's in. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Dublé.
the 2, 3, and 4A around here just, it's brutal. It really is.
Yeah,
So-
and I guess really the only thing that it may be different is because that Giles County game could have easily have been Haywood.
Yeah.
Okay. You go up to Henry
Thankful.
County, get a win last
Thankful about
Thursday
that.
night.
Yeah. Just packed Haywood into the Memphis
Yeah.
region instead of with us. That was thankful. Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Really do.
Yeah. I kind of thought when they were looking at this that this could be the first super regional.
I almost thought
TWSAA.
I thought that Haywood would be with us and Dyer County would not.
Well, I kind of thought that too, but then I thought, well, they'll put Fayette Ware in there.
Right.
Right. And so, but then I thought, do they put Dyer County in there and Haywood and Fayette Ware, and then the only team that you get to schedule is JCM and Liberty?
Actually, I don't think we can do that. There's too many games.
Well, you would have left off Giles County at that point.
Even then,
But
that's only losing one game, but adding 2 more opponents.
well, that's true. Yeah, you would have had to pick between JCM or Liberty.
Right.
Right. And so, yeah, at that point, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Just a 9-game region schedule. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Move on with life.
Just can play your region and hope to make the playoffs and oh yeah.
I don't know when they get together and start doing things. I'm like, man,
that's it.
I like it. Part of me likes it because then it's everything. There is no this game matters, but if we lose, Dyersburg last year, we wanted to win, but in the scheme of things, losing 2 years in a row to Dyersburg didn't do anything.
Yeah.
It didn't hurt us whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, if you would have taken that opening season loss at Jackson Central Mary, the only thing it would have done is make the Commissioner's Cup a little harder to obtain.
Obviously, don't want to lose that because it is a cup. You want to win all the. I'm a world soccer or football fan, so it's like I want to win a cup. If my team doesn't win a cup, what kind of season did they have? Right. So Commissioner Cup is better than no cup, but I guess at the scheme of things, if somebody says, hey, you can lose to JCM and Liberty, but then go undefeated in region and win a state title, I'd sign up yesterday.
Oh,
twice
on Sunday.
Yeah, that's no brainer to me.
Definitely. Coach, I know you guys, with the off week here, actually have can breathe today. I'm sure there's probably going to be a little more family time for coaches and hey, let's go maybe play some golf or let's just take a nap.
I'm going to take a nap.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. Sorry, Coach, if you're listening. I'm going to be a little bit lazy today. Going to take a nap, but I am going to, I'm still going to get the film watch. I'm still going to do the things I need to do.
Coaching doesn't stop.
It never stops. But it's just one of those like, whew, that long push to week 1. It's almost a reward to get a bye.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that it's something that actually works out really well for us.
Right.
Because it seems necessary. And like I said, especially with the heat and the being inside, everything's been thrown off. So we'll see.
Because when you come back to the field, it's September, right?
Yeah,
August is over, and typically in September, those first couple of weeks can be warm.
It's warm, but it's not 107 heat index.
Right. I jumped in my truck. I think that was it Tuesday or Wednesday.
I saw 102, 103.
It was like 107 on my truck thing.
And that was after I drove for a little while.
Yeah.
I didn't look at it early. I was like, that's
Yeah, I've got a dash cam in my truck, and I guess it got so hot that it blacked the screen out.
Stopped working.
And until the AC cooled the cab down and cooled the shell of that camera down, it didn't come back on. I was like,
I mean, we were out one day, and it was Sadie was like, we're close. Sadie, our athletic trainer, shout out to her. She has her wet bulb glow temperature, so we know we're doing it right. And I'm up there, and my drone controller is like, hey, it's starting to get a little warm. We might not be able to fly anymore. So, it's hot when the electronics are going, hey, it's time to go inside, my guy.
Yeah, definitely. And inside y'all wins.
Yeah.
We're not going to speculate, but practicing on the basketball court is
just not the same.
It's not the same. And shout out to some of these schools that have a big building with some artificial turf. They can throw a ball around a little bit, maybe get half of a field in or something, maybe even kick some field goals or something. Who knows? But it's not the same as even being outside.
And that's the thing, other than the schools that are lucky enough to have that. Everybody was in the same boat.
Yeah.
Everybody was in the gym or somewhere.
Yeah, definitely.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Either that or they're practicing at 10 o'clock at night.
I guess.
Under the lights. And I think a couple schools did that. I think I did hear some schools say, hey, we decided to take the late road and do some things inside that we could do, some indoors type stuff, but then we took a team practice to 8 o'clock and played under the lights a little bit and tried to get some sweat in. And, each school to their own, but so far it's worked out for the Northside Indians, taking the 22-20 victory over JCM to start the season. Northside on the win streak here. The second game opponent, which will actually be week 3 for Northside, will be the Southside Hawks. That's at Southside, 7 p.m. on September 5th. And so a win for the Indians, really is going to put the Indians in Commissioner Cup reach right there. Obviously, 3 games, you could lose one, and depending on how else the other wins and losses wins or plays out, you could lose one and still win the Cup. But obviously for Northside, that October 9th date with Liberty would solidify that if you can get the win at Southside. So, Coach, I think I've kind of said this because of our heat and getting back out on the field this week. I'm sure that the Northside Indians would love a supporter to stop by with some ice down watermelons or some popsicles or something that the kids could just go, whew, that was refreshing.
They would love it.
So if you're a supporter, or if you're not and you just want to support somebody, the Indians will take your love this week as they're on a bye. So you might want to call and just check when they're going to be outside.
Correct.
Because with a bye week, we all know that there could be a day or two that the practice may be cut short. It may be an indoor weight room session of some sort, maybe even an extra long film session this week. So make sure that you give them a shout and give them a holler over there at Northside. Just make sure they're going to be on the field if you're going to show up with popsicles, because I would hate for your popsicles just to melt. Because
I promise you, they would definitely not go to waste. Somebody would be there to receive
somebody
them.
Somebody will annihilate them. Yeah. And Coach, I know you and I have talked a lot about this. We get to talk not as much this year so far. Our schedules have not worked out to be in the halls doing some duties and things quite as much, so we're not having some of that dialogue, but we talk about that college season kicking off next week. I'm gonna just throw it out there because probably the biggest game, just as the Indians and the Cougars probably was the biggest game in West Tennessee to start the Friday night.
That one.
You're a Texas guy.
I sure am.
And of course, there's no Texas garb on my set, but there is some Ohio State gear.
It's a little favoritism.
Hey, man, my show, I get to do it that way, right? I see your little horns up over there. In the words of anybody else in the SEC, horns down.
Hey, support us however you want. I don't even care. I'm not mad about it.
Hey, what a way to kick off the college football season as well, right?
The only way it would be bigger if it was today, week 0.
Right.
But yeah, I love it. And the last week they said the metrics on how they're doing the playoff stuff. They're really not gonna ding you or anything as much as they have in the past if you were to lose that game.
Yeah.
So either team, whoever loses, unless it's a blowout. I mean, obviously, if somebody goes out and wins 50-0, that's bad. Yeah. But if it's a barn, I mean, I say barn, if it's a 35-33, 35-38, something like that game, to me, that's just a win for college football.
Right. Yeah.
As much as I want Texas to win, obviously, if you go out and lose 38-35 week 1 to Ohio State,
yeah. Well, you lost to the champ.
You lost the game, but that's not. Yeah, it's not really a loss.
It's not like you went out and scheduled, North Dakota State Community College
and then lost.
Yeah, and then got App State and you can get upset week 1.
Yeah.
You know, what the heck? But it's and I want to see more of that in college.
And I think it's going to happen. I think with these new metrics and the way, the SEC announced they're going to go to a 9-game conference schedule next year. So it's going to start where those 3 extra games, you really can't play the Northwest Alabama state communities for one of those games. I mean, there's still going to be Cupcake Week. What is that? The week before Thanksgiving or whatever the SEC always does. But it's going to be a little more exciting. I think they might start scheduling a little bit more of the Liberties or the Southern Misses or, even the MTSUs where, they're outmatched, but they do have a chance.
Right.
It's not completely just, like you said, North Dakota State Community College.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm not only for the game. I'm so disappointed with. I want safety rules in the game.
Right.
I have no problem with that. Guys want to wear the little skull caps and all that kind of stuff to reduce concussion. But we're talking about a very brutal and physical sport. And when you sign up for it, when I signed up for high school football and I came to the locker room and my parents signed my name, I knew exactly what I was getting into. And my parents knew exactly what I was getting into.
And so did I. 100 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah.
What do you want to play? D-end. I want to hit people. Sorry, son. But you find a place.
Right. Yeah. That's not the one for a 100-pound D-end.
Yeah,
but we got
we're gonna figure it out.
Yeah. So yes.
I should not have been playing against Dante Sawyer.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
And that's what we're talking about.
Right.
Alabama, the SEC. I mean, the Big Ten. Take your pick. All of them at that level are different.
Yeah.
They are different.
They're built different.
And that's nothing against anybody at the lower levels.
No.
But you're right. And that's kind of like us. Like, what do we go do? Find the smallest school around to schedule for homecoming? They got 12 players on the team. Like,
right.
You almost got to schedule somebody that's big enough to compete. But, obviously you want to win homecoming.
Right.
So where's that line?
As a coach, you go also, I want to know what my team is really capable of doing. And you're in a stretch, especially for you guys, that's I guess that's week 8 of the season. Is it week 8? Because you got to bye week 2. So, you got 3 games left. The third to last is homecoming against Giles County. Then you got South Gibson and you got Chester County. You don't want to just go in there and get the snot beat out of you. But again, a cupcake does what for you? You're going down the stretch here. You're already in a mode of competition. I don't want to go out and go, well, all I have to do is run lead left and lead right or a fade pass to the end zone, and I can still beat this team, 75 to 3 6 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, come on now. And I understand the parity in high school is uncontrollable.
Right.
I have to play who puts the region, especially in the region. I have to play who they have on their team. If it's Dante Culpepper and Javon Curse, then that's who it is.
Yeah.
But in my region, and I have to play them. I get that, but at the college level, come on now.
You got a lot more control.
Yeah.
You have a lot more control.
And I'll say this, I think I've been thinking a lot about this over the last couple years, and as the new I love the new playoffs, don't get me wrong. I don't really want it to change. If they want to add maybe a couple more teams and whatnot, okay.
Straight 16 would be fine.
Straight 16 would be fine, but somebody was talking about 24, 28. I don't want to see that per se, but
Wouldn't be terrible, but I wouldn't.
Yeah, I think 16 would be good.
Yeah.
I think 16 would be
You'd
a
almost,
really good
if you
number.
went to 24, you really would kind of have to tier it like the SEC tournament in basketball. You know, where you're
Well, you'd have
you're
to
playing
tier it like D2.
D2, the same
know?
thing.
Yeah.
But
And-
how many games do we want to add?
Right. And two, you got to get all those other schools out.
Yeah.
Right. And there's enough money in Division I
Yes.
football that instead of you paying in UTM, Coach Simpson, I'm not trying to rain on your paycheck here that you get when you go play the Georgias or the Alabamas of the world and this and that. But I think I got a way that you can still get that paycheck and not have to play Alabama.
Agreed.
So the money is there. Instead of you just paying the school to show up on a Saturday afternoon or Saturday morning, and you're paying that $3 million for them to show up, just give them the $3 million.
Or make it, knock it down to $2 million.
Right.
Whatever. I don't
Who
know.
cares? I mean, you're not going to miss it in the grand scheme of things.
They're a money printing business.
Yeah.
The NCAA prints money.
Because
And
when
that's-
you
it
have
is
that
what it
game
is.
against another opponent, Florida or Michigan or
Texas,
USC comes to
Ohio
town,
State.
Texas, Ohio, you're going to make that money back.
Yeah.
And then some.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the gate at this game, the concessions at this game, Ohio State, Texas, will be twice as big as it will be against Ohio State and Akron later in the season,
Mm-hmm.
or Miami of Ohio, whoever they look at, or they play.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, are you kidding me? So I think you put them into their own division, fund it by the NCAA big boys, because the money is there. Heck, somebody can write a nil check for each team's off week game like that and say, let's go with it. And then play a 10-game schedule of the big boys and let us really enjoy that. I'm still going to watch the little guys.
Yeah.
I'm still going to watch
I'm gonna
UTM
watch
every
it
time
all.
they play. I'm going to watch North Dakota State Community College
Iowa
play.
State and Kansas
Yeah.
State. I
Right.
mean, they're big boys, but they're on
Yeah.
week one. It's going to be on my TV.
Yeah, you know,
Or week
it's-
0.
Yeah, it's those things where, you know, I want to watch. Heck, I'm watching.
I'm watching Maction on Tuesday nights later in the year.
Yeah. You know, I'm watching checkers if somebody's going to play it. You know,
If it's a competition, I'm there.
So it's just one of those things, and I think down the road that, you know, if they could do that, to me, as a lover of the game, I could get behind that and say, okay, I'm for this.
Yeah.
Because I want to then, you know, like I said, still support, still watch those. I'm even watching, you know, some of the Mississippi Community College games that get
Some of those are
streamed.
really good.
Yeah.
So, just
You know?
saying.
You know, because there's some guys out there that didn't do well in that ACT that makes their way there first.
They made a mistake as a freshman and
Yeah.
failed that English class.
Yeah.
Maybe even a sophomore.
Yeah,
you know,
maybe 3
algebra
times.
2 or something. But
but yeah. So and you know, coming from big states like, you know, I came from Florida, you came from Texas, and we got a lot of those players that end up finding themselves out of community college for that first year. That because of whatever reason, those grades or you know, the fact that they're a late bloomer,
right?
You know, and they need that one more year to be able to transfer into a mid-major or even a D1 program that could give them somewhere, and it's just, you know, it's interesting.
Yep.
Last thing, and I know you guys are gonna try to protect your Saturdays. The TWSAA, I was going to bring this up a little later, but we don't get to have these conversations in the hallway anymore, so I've got you here now. TWSAA said twice as many transfer requests already since the rule has been enacted than maybe the last 2 or 3 years combined. A little of your sideline, turn your north side hat around, take it off, the emblem off the chest. Let's just have a personal conversation here, coach to coach. What do you feel about that, and how you feel about? I mean, that's a lot of requests.
You know, I grew up in Texas, and there's places in Texas where if you live on the left side of the street, you went to a different school than your friend that you knew your entire life that lived on across the road from you,
Right.
because that's how hard they are with the lines.
Right.
And if you're found going to the wrong school and you played in a game and you won, that school now lost. And I'm not saying I'm quite that peculiar about it. I think there can be some give and take in it. But I would like to know what some of these transfers really are.
Well,
And that-
they're supposed to be academic, mental health. You know, because if you take
When
if
you say
make
the
that
word supposed to
bona
be.
fide move, if you make that 15-mile move,
Right.
as the TWA rule is, then you can play for the
You
other
can play
school.
for the other school, no
issue.
problem. I don't have a problem with that.
Now that's hard to do, except if you were going from north side to south side. If you're
Right.
going from almost the end of Madison County out there by Medina to Beach Bluff, you're going to make a 15-mile move, and then you would be eligible to play at Southside or whatever. Right. So we get that. But if I'm somebody living in JCM's zone, shout out to Coach Turner in the house, he'll be on in just a few minutes. But if I'm somebody in JCM's zone and I make a bona fide 15-mile move, I may have to move out of Madison County to do that. I mean, that's tougher to do.
Yep.
So here's the opportunity, that one rule, but it wasn't supposed to be for athletics. Now, all of a sudden, the TWA has twice as many as they ever had, maybe in the history of requests.
Yeah.
In week one, how many of those legit, and what is the vetting of those requests?
And I think that's the biggest issue is who's going to sit there and look at it. Because, again, if there is a legitimate reason, like you said, moving, if there is a legitimate mental health issue or whatever, academic, I want to be a chef and this school doesn't have it and that school does, I'm fine with that. You know, high school, in my opinion, should be a little more like a college setting anyway, as far as trying to gear these children to something that they want to do in the future and not just general knowledge type stuff. But if it's just that, you know, I lost a football game or I lost a starting position, so now mentally I'm not there. That to me is that vetting that has to be looked at, because how do you write it, and then who actually looks into it, or how do they look into it to where it's actually legitimate?
Yeah.
That would be my issue, because like I said, I don't have a problem with kids going, generally speaking, where they want, but there has to be a line.
Well, and I do appreciate the rule is that it's a one-time transfer
Right.
rule. So this is not, I'm going to JCM this year. Next year I'm going to go to Northside. Oh, I want to go back to JCM. Well, next year I want to go to Southside. And, you know, so at least it's going to.
Or I want to play
eliminate
football
that.
here and baseball there,
Right,
and then
right.
over back the next year I didn't like this, so I'm going to play
Yeah.
football at another school, and then I pick up basketball, but I got to go to that, you know.
Right. Yeah, 100%.
So it's I
and
think
it-
it's fine. I really do. But like I said, it's that vetting process. As long as it gets vetted properly, I don't really have an issue with it.
Right. And I'm going to be interesting to see, too, as well. You know, we've had some folks that have moved out of Madison County to Florida, to IMG Academy. And, of course, that's a bona fide move. If you move that far, you're eligible to play.
You're
right?
good.
But, you know, also, what about on the women's side of things? You know, flag football now is something that we're going to be talking a whole lot more about this year than we even did last year, because it was just getting started. So we'll talk a lot about that once the football season's over with.
Tackle
Tackle football. And we'll talk about flag football at that point. But, you know, could we see this becoming more, and not only that, but basketball. We get some really good basketball programs. Now, Southside Lady Hawks have been a great team. And now I've got a chance to, I live in this zone, but I can make that transfer, you know. And I'm not saying anybody's recruiting. I'm not trying to throw anything out there or try to make any accusations. I'm just saying, if I wanted somebody that was, you know, going to Dresden High School, and all of a sudden, hey, Westview's been to the state championship 15 years in a row.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to go over there, you know, this year. They couldn't have done that before unless they made that 15-mile move.
Or we'll use the Maryville Alcoa.
Yeah.
They're literally in the same side by side.
Yeah.
So where's the line?
Right. Now I can go into the right parking lot instead of the left parking lot because I made that transfer, you know, so forth and so on. Yeah, it is. It's crazy. So, Coach, thanks for coming in this weekend, man. Congratulations on the win. I know you know, we talked about some things you got to clean up, this, that, and hopefully get back out on the field, get the practice in like it's supposed to be. You know, it's tough. I've been to a lot of games and a lot of preseason practices, scrimmages on turf. I was out on the grass last night at Liberty Tech, and it's saying, you know, I think you and I are kind of in that same boat. We got our heads are congested a little bit this morning, and but you know, we wish the Indians much success, and we'll see you guys in week 3 at Southside, taking on the Hawks. Again, Commissioner's Cup implication right now in the driver's seat are the Indians.
Appreciate it.
And good luck with the rest of your season. We'll catch you.
See you later.
I'll see you Monday.
Oh, yeah.
And hey, short week maybe this
a
week.
double short week.
I know. Yeah, 2 weeks.
Thank you, Madison County.
Got to go to the health fair Tuesday, right?
Well, I hope they give us a little break for the because football coaches. But I do appreciate Madison County for those mental health days and getting us that extra time.
Right.
So
But,
shout out to them, Dr. King.
No transferring,
and
but you get a mental health day.
That's right. So, have a good one, Coach.
You too, Coach. Appreciate it. The offensive coordinator for the Northside Indians, Coach Mitchell. He's next to Coach Maxwell, and I get them confused all the time. Not because they're confusing, but because they're next to each other, and the kids will say, hey, I'm going to that coach down there at the end. And I say, is it Maxwell or Mitchell? And they're like, I don't know which one it is. I get them confused too. Coach Mitchell, the offensive coordinator of the Northside Indians, they get a win last night. We're going to take a quick 1 minute break. Guys, don't go away. Sports Talk Live with the coach. We're right here at Caddy Sports Club. Again, we're going to take a quick 1 minute break, and when we come back, we'll have the head coach, the JCM Cougars, in the house. Be right back.
Planning your financial future can be a daunting task. With all the things you want to achieve, how do you prepare so your money will go the distance? Here's some advice that may help. Why not talk to your local Woodman Life representative? They can answer all your questions, and together you can fill out a free needs analysis to help identify your short and long-term financial goals. Our representative can then recommend insurance and annuity solutions to help make your financial future safe and secure, so that all those things you want to achieve remain firmly in your sights.
Hi, I'm Kelly Bonifer, your local Woodman Life representative. Did you know that the life insurance you have through work may not be there for you if you change jobs? Call me at 731-423-4784 to discuss your options for protecting your family's financial future.
Woodman of the World Life Insurance Society of Omaha, Nebraska. Woodman Life, standing strong for generations.
With the coach. That's me, Coach C. Stratton, live right here at Caddy's Sports Club, and we're joined by the next Jackson-Madison County head coach here in week number 1. Eric Turner, head coach of the Cougars, and the Cougars had a big game to kick off the season, not only for just the season in general, but we always have to talk about that word there, that Commissioner's Cup implication game. And Coach, it was an electric game over there at Lane College last night. So we'll be saying a little different place, hopefully, for the Cougars. But last night, kind of bittersweet to kick off the season there, knowing that you won't finish the season there. But kind of just walk us through that game with your team last night, and talk about that transition that will happen this season, kind of kicking that season. Was it a little bit nostalgic for JCM to kick the season off there at the old Rothrock Stadium?
Well, I mean, I didn't really think about it, to be honest. I was just so focused on the game. But I mean, like I said, that was my home stadium, so it's home to me. So it's always I'm always comfortable there because it's familiar. But and going into the transition to the new stadium, it's gonna be different. I don't recall somebody having to make a transition in the middle of the season to a different stadium before. But I mean, just add it to the list of the things that the Cougars have to do, which is, it's fine. We adjust, we adapt, and we play.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I appreciate about you is that no matter what's really thrown your way, you're not getting rattled about it.
No, you can't. Like I said, my motto is control what you can control. We can't control where we play our home games at. We can't control anything. The only thing we can control is the product on the field, and I got enough on my hands to try to control that. So anything outside of what I personally can control, I don't focus on it, because you only got so many hours in a day, and you can only focus on so many things. So I let the powers that be control those things, and I try to do my job. That's not my job, so I try to do my job the best that I can.
Yeah, I've been with my lovely wife now for over 30 years, and sometimes somebody at the school asks me, like, how are you just go with the flow so easily? Like, you just kind of do what you're told. I'm like, I've been married, man, for 30 years almost. It's like, just go with the flow. I mean, it's, why fight it? Why
I mean, you have to. You don't want to add any more stressors than needed. So it is what it is.
There's no point in that. There's no point.
No, as long as we got an address to know where we're going, it's fine with me.
Northside last night, a Commissioner's Cup game to kick off the season. So bragging rights to play for, but in the end, the Cougars take a loss. It's a tough game. Some key mistakes by both teams down the stretch. We thought we might get
a repeat,
the 2.0 version of the game. About 3:20 left in the game. Cougars got the ball back. They're going to make the drive. Are they going to get the dub this time? And I'll come up a little bit short. But the Commissioner's Cup, it's week one. You don't really control much of your schedule because the region's set the way it is, and you get to pick a few other games here and there and plug it in. But for the Cougars, would you have preferred that the Commissioner's Cup games be at a different time of the season?
No.
I
want to get them out the way right now, because now we can focus on what we want to do, and that's win the region. Now, of course, our goal is every week is 1-0, and we wanted to win the game last night. But, I mean, at the end of the day, those Commissioner Cup games doesn't have any implication on us in the playoffs or in our region. They're not region games for us. City bragging rights, so you always want to be. You want those bragging rights, which that's normal. But like I said, last year we won the Commissioner Cup and we was fighting for our playoff life. I would very happily trade that Commissioner Cup for a region championship because we are focused and we got those games, and we healthy. So like I said, we want to win every game, but is it really important for us? No.
Yeah, spoken like a true coach right there, because while I love hosting the trophy, and I've said this all morning long, if I were to walk in the door of my house and my wife had a checkerboard set up and says, hey, let's play some checkers, she's fixing to lose. I want to win everything, right? But I would gladly trade that Commissioner Cup trophy for that gold ball trophy at the end of the season in a heartbeat.
You got to get that Commissioner Cup back at the end of the season.
Right.
That region championship stays with you.
Yeah.
So that's what we in the gold ball stays with you. So that's our implication. Like I said, we want to win every game. So we're not overlooking those the in-city teams. Definitely not that. But we want to keep the main thing.
Talk to us about the a huge, and I'm not sure, number 4 for you guys. He made a big catch.
I'm telling you, Mike Massey. Mike Massey. I taught him in middle school, so I've been knowing him. I played with his dad. His dad was a Cougar. Great kid. I mean, I got a text message from one of his teachers the other day. He was just telling me how great he is as a kid off the field, and that just shows up on the field. And like we tell him all the time, you got to be a good human. And if you're a good human off the field, those things are going to translate in the game of football and in life. So he's just one of those kids that he does everything the right way. Of course, he's not perfect because nobody is, but he strives to do anything and everything that I ask him to do and his teachers ask him to do, and it shows up in his play.
Yeah, and what a spectacular catch. Kind of being face guarded there by the north side defender, and the concentration to be able to breadbasket that in and get that score there for the Cougars. Talk to us about the play of your quarterback last night. Really maturing.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's a 4-year starter. And he's cool, calm, and collected. He made some big. I mean, the throw you talking about. I mean, not many high school quarterbacks can make that throw. Right. And some of the plays that he made. He got a good arm. He got good arm talent. He understands what we want to do. He made good decisions with the football for the most part. Like I said, you got to tip your hat off to the other coaches and players because they're gonna make plays too. But he's even keel back there, so that helps him, helps us as a team. He don't get too high or too low, so it kind of calms the offense when he's out there.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, the Northside Indian offense is a high-powered offense. You guys hold them a little bit in check. I mean, you guys were in the game, right? 22 points against an offense like that. You got to say, hey, we got a chance to win this ball game, and you did. Talk to us about that defense and going up against the offense that's a little bit different this year because Skibout, the quarterback they had last year, the two-quarterback system, it's just Jenkins back there this year. So how was the game plan for them any different knowing that, hey, I don't have to worry about a little different style of offense when Skibout comes in versus Jenkins? I can just focus on this one thing.
Well, it's good and bad in both ways because kind of like you said, you got to prepare for two offenses, but then, they got one style, but that the style that they're playing, they're practicing it more. Yeah. So it's good that, you don't have to kind of prepare for two things, but, they're going to be better at the one thing that
more
they do,
proficient at
right?
it,
Because
yeah.
that's what they practice all the
Right.
time. So we knew that going in. So they had some players that can make some big plays, and they made some big plays that night. And like I said, we made plays too. But if you let them get it, they was up 14-0 before you can put butter on your
Right.
popcorn. But you can't start like that. But then it shows us with the character of our guys that we calmed down and we fought back in and then tied the game up. So and it was, I think the crowd got the $8 worth last night. But we can't have a slow start. So we gotta, like I said, I appreciate we gotta lock in more. I gotta do a better job of getting them more focused at the beginning of the game and settle down at the beginning of the game so we can have a fast start, and I think we'll be fine.
You guys play August 29th against the Hawks, Southside Hawks. You guys are on the road.
And it was bumped, so we're playing Thursday.
Bumped to Thursday night?
Yes, sir. We no school Friday, so we bumped to Thursday night.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
well,
so we
Coach
got a short
Narcisse
week.
was in the house, and he didn't tell me that. So.
Yeah, we bumped that game to Thursday.
Okay. All right. So Thursday night game, and I'm sure the officials around TWSAA were happy that you all were willing to do that,
Right.
to be able to cover some games,
Right, and having a game when we don't have school, and as a coach, no school and the game Friday, it's kids off routine, we off routine, and it kind of
and just getting kids to school.
Yeah, you never know.
You become the Uber, and
Right.
you're like, "Where you at?" And he's
Right.
like, "I stayed at so and so's house."
Right,
And I'm like,
right.
"Lord have mercy,"
And I got to do this.
I'm in Memphis. What are you doing in Memphis?
Exactly. So
yeah,
both of us on a short week. So, but we got both of us was in a nail biter Friday, and we got to have a good turnaround. And both teams are going to be hungry for their first win. So we got to get rested and mentally ready to play the game.
Yeah, now you are playing at Southside on Thursday night, 7 p.m. So what a game that's going to be for the Hawks versus the Cougars. And, as you said, both teams hungry for a win, both really good opening week games. Losses for both teams there and that hungry for the win. But, one of the things that I look at here, you guys continue to play on the road. We've said it for 2 years now. Every game is an away game. It's almost like Westview. They got to pack up their buses and head over to UTM every Friday night just to play their home games. You got to do the same. You got to pack up all your equipment. Nothing's left out there on the field for you guys to leave for practice on Monday. It's all pack it up and take it with us. So for you guys, this road game is just the norm for you guys.
Yeah, it's our normal. So we just go play.
Yeah. Talk to us about that Hawks. Obviously you're not going to give me your playbook and say we're going to call these 10 plays the first 10 plays of the game. But they got Simeon Graham, who has really come on to his own the last year and a half, and experienced quarterback. Going to have to get after him and get him frazzled because kind of a little bit of a heart and soul of the team there. But they've got a pretty good defensive line. So what's the philosophy of going up and preparing for this team this week?
I hadn't watched them yet. We exchanged film this morning, but I know Coach Narcisse, and he's a old school, hard-nosed guy. So I know the brand of football that he's building out there. I know Simeon. Simeon's he's a great kid, great young man, playmaker. And they got some other playmakers out there. They're gonna be a tough, hard-nosed. You want a team to mimic their coach, and if they mimic their coach Narcisse he's from Louisiana, so he's feisty and he's a hard nose. So that's what type of team he's trying to be, a discipline. So we know it's gonna be a good game come Thursday night. It's not gonna be an easy night.
Yeah, I've almost come to probably this close a couple times of going, hey, Coach, when you have some family that come up from down there, could they bring some of that Cajun cooking with them? We don't really get a whole lot of it. It's not the
true.
same.
No,
it's not true. So it's I'll take a little bowl of gumbo that's been, you freeze it and put it on ice. I'll heat it up and everything. But it's you said right. Hard nosed football, and I appreciate that about all of our coaches. I mean, you didn't take a day off from the gym. It could have been easy. Have them sleep in a little bit. We lost last night. I'm gonna hang my hat. Nope. I'm gonna get up and go to work and set the example. And I appreciate all of our coaches here in Jackson-Madison County. Coach, you talked about that game being on the road, but you guys will eventually somewhere around maybe the Gibson County week find yourselves playing on a new turf. And has the focus of the kids changed much, knowing that you're going to transition to that? Is that a locker room conversation?
No, it's not. I don't bring it up. They don't bring it up. It's it may or may not happen, because we've seen in the past. I mean, when you're dealing with construction, you don't know what can. I mean, they could order something and it don't come in on time.
Right.
Or a storm can come through and it put them back 2 more weeks. You never know when it comes to construction and all of that. So even though that's the target date, we don't know if it's going to happen or not. So there's no need for us to talk about it until that time comes. Because it's like I said, we got to focus on a week ahead. And when that week get here, we will talk about the game, but we still not going to talk about where we're playing. Because, again, we can't control that. We can't say, well, here we're going to play here, there. Like I said, even though it's the date that we hope that we're going to play there, it's not set in stone, because a lot of things that can happen between now and then. So we're not going to worry about it. If we play there, great. If we don't, great.
Yeah. You'll play somewhere.
We're going to play somewhere.
You'll play somewhere, whether it's a north side or a south side or
north
a lane.
South side, Lane, Lambeth. Wherever we're gonna play.
So I had a friend. I'm not trying to entice any vandalism or anything like that. So the police don't take this. Anybody that listens to this as a negative. But I had a friend, and when I was coaching in a different state, I ain't gonna mention it. He listens to the show sometimes, but they found themselves in a very similar situation, much like Memphis is, right? Memphis, there's a lot of schools that don't have a stadium. They have to play at somebody else's school on a Thursday night or a Wednesday night or a Saturday afternoon or something to that extent. And so what you might call, if you're a video gamer, is an Easter egg, right? You find something within the game that really it's not belong there. It's out of place, but was put there by the developer. And so he started leaving things in the stadium for other teams to find that were little trinkets of their school, right? And so little memoirs, mementos of the school. And I thought, I should have told you about that last year, so you could have left something about the Cougars around. No vandalism. He was not tearing up anything. He was just leaving something for them to find and somebody to get a chuckle of, and something about. And I thought, he was telling me about that when we're talking about the Cougars. I'm like, man, these guys play they have to play at a different school, and it's just got to be frustrating as a coach, because I never experienced that. I mean, I had my home games and my away games. We had one time where our stadium got damaged and we had to play somewhere else one time, but it wasn't like I did that for a whole season or anything like that. I didn't have to prepare for all that kind of stuff. And I was just like, he's like, man, he goes, let me tell you what I did. And he told me that story, and I was like, man, I wish I'd have known that. I told Coach Turner that last year. Maybe he could have. That would have been a little comical.
Right. And I say it's good. And I shout out to Lane College and their partnership with us. They've welcomed us with open arms, letting us play there. I mean, they've let us practice there. now, so we don't have to, we'll be practicing there now as long as we can if weather permits, so we won't have to travel as far.
So that's why the coach showed up to practice and went behind the field house, but there wasn't anybody behind the field house.
Right.
So y'all over at Lane College.
Right.
Well, it would have been good to know.
Right. So it's like I said, we just try to get work in wherever we can get work in at, and keep the main thing.
So Thursday night, August 28th, against Southside.
Yes, sir.
Anybody looks at anything out like on Coach T or anything, those dates have not been changed as of yet. So Thursday night, folks, and we'll get some social media put out about that, make sure everybody knows. But then you guys go play Brighton, and a non-region opponent before you hit that region schedule. Obviously, that's the heart and soul of the schedule is the region. You kick off a team that took Ripley to the woodshed last night in Peabody. Tab Val, Tab Val very well, very experienced with the Rockin' Man himself, as I call him. Sometimes somebody said they called him Billy Joel, and I said, "Oh yeah, the Rocket Man." I knew exactly where they were going with that. And they said, "No, that's Rocket Man." I said, "No, I call him the Rocket Man." I said, they knew what I was talking about, and I knew what they were talking about. But nonetheless, Peabody looking like they're just continuing to make strides like they always have.
Yes, sir. I mean, I was on the coaching staff. Like I said, he gave me my first opportunity, so I know the way he works. I know the way he prepares. I know his great football mind. I was joking with one of my coaches the other day. I said it's like the Water Boy. I said I got to steal his notebook. I said he got the best of me, so I got to get him this year. But me and him, we talk all the time. I called and teased him Monday. I said, "Coach, it's hot. Y'all got to scoot over in the indoor, and we got to come. We got to find somewhere to practice." He said, "Coach," he said, "not today." He said, "Tomorrow." He said, "Y'all can come about 5. I'll let you in." I said, "The coach, if I could, I would." But, I say he's a great guy. I say he's a region rival, but, I mean, he's like family to me. I can call him anytime. We discuss ball, and like I said, it'll be fun to compete against them because I know it's going to be a high level of football on that night, and it gives me a kind of a measuring stick of where I am as a coach going to a team and a person is that is high in football knowledge as he is.
Yeah, a great guy and an athlete as well.
Hey, I'll tell you a story. So Coach Val he coached me when I was at JCM, so he was fresh out of playing. I think he might have played something like a semi-pro type.
Yeah.
So we used to go in the bottom of the Omen, and he was a wellness teacher, and we played basketball and stuff down there. I said, Coach Val, he shoot his jump shot, and I didn't know at the time that he was a two-sport athlete in college. So that's a huge. Coach Val, I never seen him miss a jump shot. It was like the scene on Above the Rim, where he just kept making the same jump shot over. Coach Val was a unreal athlete and coach, and he still got the same energy that he had back then, which is it's hard. Yeah. It's hard to do to keep up.
I don't know what his pulse rate is, but it's got to be double what most.
120 heartbeats a minute. For
Coach Val. Yeah, I saw him one time. We were in the gym at the South Gym there at Northside, and back in this probably 2008, and obviously we were all much younger at that point in time, but. He was messing around with some of the kids in PE there, and they were shooting baskets back and forth, and the kid kept ribbing him about he missed a couple, and so he shot it, and I guess he knew it. I don't know if he intentionally knew it was off or whatnot, but it hit the rim, and that joker took off, and I mean, almost Vince Carter-esque.
Yeah,
cocked it behind his head and dunked it, and everybody, and I wish we had cell phones out at that point. Everybody in the gym, you could have heard a pin drop in Siberia at that point, because it was like there was nobody knew what he had just done, and everybody witnessed it, but there's no pictures of it. Right. It's just one of those stories that's like, oh my gosh.
He was an unreal athlete.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. And not to take away the Cougars, we got a little bit on the sidetrack there. But Coach Val, this is a game obviously where you guys start that region play.
Yes, sir.
You familiar foe there, and a good test to kick off the region there. Again, it looks like Peabody is going to continue their rolling ways. Coach Shane Jacobs hanging up the whistle for the pencil, going back to administration, but I saw him the other night, and he seems to be very happy about his choice.
Oh
so.
yeah, a lot of nights that he can go home now.
Yeah, that's what I think
enjoy,
he was saying. It's like,
enjoy his wife and his kids. And,
Yeah.
hats off to him.
That's
Coach
it.
Jacobs is a great guy.
Yeah.
When I came on in Northside, he was on his way out.
Right.
For going to Peabody, and he kind of brought me on his wing. That was my first coaching job, and he kind of showed me the ropes. And then, he always been in my ear, giving me encouragement while I was there, and he kept it up. While I was through my coaching career and even in coaching against them. So those kind of relationships, those are some great guys.
Yeah, great guys. That second region game doesn't get any easier. In fact, none of your region games get any easier thanks to the addition of the Union Cities and Halls.
Right.
Although you did lose Decatur County, Riverside, and Camden, and I guess, but it doesn't get any easier. This region. Much like Northside's, with the addition of Dyer County and Crockett County into that one, these got to be the two toughest regions, 3A and 2A ball in the state. But Huntington week, our game 2 of the region, Milan game 3, and Gibson County took a loss last night, but they can come up and bite you in the butt any given game, and then to finish out the season with Union City and Halls rolled Humboldt last night, so it looks like Coach Stegall's got some things going on over there. And I talked to him via text. He's like, Coach, I'm feeling under the weather. Well, you go out and feel under the weather and your team puts up 55. I guess you were coaching pretty well.
Right.
Felt great at the end. This schedule, Coach, we've talked about this several times. It's very brutal. There's no night off. There's no time for you to breathe. You just got to go to work the next minute that one game is over for the next game. And wow, I mean, this is every game's a playoff game.
It is. And one thing, I like I said, I'm not a veteran by any means, but going into year 5, I come to the realization that I got to allow myself to recover. Because if I'm not, I got to have the best version of me for the guys. So that's why I stick to my routine. I get up, I watch film, I go to the gym. I'm probably going to get me a little Chick-fil-A when I leave here. And then get ready to go to work. I got to have time to regroup, do some things that to get my mind away from the game, and then when it's time to work, I'm going to work. But I gotta have a sort of a balance as much as I can to get through the week. So I'm looking forward to the week of preparation this week, the film study. Like I said, I hadn't looked at Southside yet. Like I said, when I leave here. Give me something good to eat, and I'm gonna go to work for a few hours, and then I'm gonna step away and make sure I'm preparing, but make sure that I gotta we get to that I can make it to the end of the season.
Coach, one of the things I think that is a benefit, you talk about this just quickly, watching this film this week, is that film is going to be against a region opponent. And this game, a lot of folks kind of were talking about, is Southside the team, have they improved yet? It's yet to be seen. Are they going to be the 3-4 win team, or can they go out and compete? And so while they took a loss against your region opponent in Milan, you're going to get a film on Milan week 1. And, Southside gave them a good game. So you're going to get some of the best from Milan. They didn't hold back. Because if they held back, they might have lost that game last night. So they had to put the best foot forward. They had to put their best plays out there, their best players in the positions to win that game against Southside. So you're going to get a really good film week 1 of some stuff from a Milan too. Do you feel that playing these opponents like this is beneficial in getting those type of tapes?
Yeah, I do. I think it is beneficial, but like I said, it's week 1. So everybody's trying to get a lot of kinks out in week 1. So Milan may be doing something completely different by the time that we get there. So you never know. I was talking to I remember a conversation I had with the late coach Tommy Browder. He was telling me one season after maybe the first game at Jamboree, they lost, and he scrapped his whole offense that week, and he went to a different, completely type offense in a week.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you never know what's going to happen after week one, but I know Maryland's going to have a great brand of football like they do every year. But, I mean, even with that film, I'm not focused on Maryland until Maryland week. So I'm watching the film. I will see Maryland, but I'm not I'm not coaching for Maryland. I'm coaching for Southside. And then when it's time for Maryland to come, then I revisit that film because I can't focus on two things at once. Right. So I'm focused. Of course, we'll see them because they're on the film, but I'm focusing on Southside this week.
Yeah. Guy we just talked about, I think, did that week 4 or 5 of the season last year, and that's Shane Jacobs. Scrapped his whole offense and said mid-season, we're going to do something different. I think ran off 4 straight.
Right. I mean, as the head coach, and you got to understand, okay, this is what I want to do, but if you got to know, you got to – and sometimes it takes a while to figure out what your kids can do and what they're best at. So if that calls for a complete overhaul of what you do, you got to do it to so your team can succeed. So whatever needs to be done – you got to be willing to do it and can't be and can't be afraid to do it.
Yeah, most definitely. Coach, Southside Thursday night, August 28th, 7 p.m. at the Nest, and you guys are familiar there. You get Huntington on the road 2 years back to back. How did that one happen, by the way?
We got Huntington and Maryland on the road 2 years back to back.
Yeah, looking at that.
I kind of think how did that happen myself, but I just
if one guy's going to roll with the punches, it's going to be you. So
I thought that was kind of interesting when I saw that. But like I said, I can't control it. We can just we going back, and at least it get us ready to play on the turf that we're going to play on for our home game. So you got to look at it the glass half full.
Hey, there you go.
Turf. We'll be turf ready. Come October the 3rd.
Come October 3rd, the turf rolled out. Hopefully, barring any
unforeseen.
It's going to be a big night, the opening stadium there. I mean, just to have not only a football field attached to the school, or at least quasi-attached to the school across the street, and not down around the other neighborhood or somewhere else, somebody else's community. It'd be nice to have that, but just the other things that's going to afford some of the schools, right? The track that's going to be attached to that. We've not had a full regulation track in Jackson-Madison County schools, so now our collective teams throughout the district will be able to go over there and practice and experience that, and not just have to show up to a meet and go, oh, I was running in my parking lot last week getting ready for this meet. So there's a lot of good things I think are going to come out of this for the Hub City Central. I won't ask you about all the Facebook hullabaloo on the naming of the field. I'm sure you'll want to remain impartial to that.
I mean,
it is what it is.
Right. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion about how they feel, and shouts out to them.
Go Cougars, right?
Go Cougars.
Go Cougars. Hey, Coach, we appreciate you coming in today. Obviously, the season didn't kick off with a win like you had hoped for, but non-region opponent. And all that matters is that you guys are working to get better week 2, and week 2 is this week, and that's the Hawks.
Yes, sir. Like I tell them, we don't take losses; we learn lessons. And we started out the season with a big lesson last night, and the way we respond to this lesson is going to determine what type of guys and coaches that we have. So we can learn from the lesson, or we'll learn another lesson this week. But we hopefully I think that we're going to do our best to learn from this lesson.
Yeah.
And so we'll have a win this week is the goal. That's the expectation.
Right. I think one last question here. I think there was a guy on your staff that might have had a monumental birthday this past week. Coach Holloman, did he?
Yeah, Coach, a.k.a. Cat. People might not know Coach Holloman, but if you say, hey, Cat, everybody around the city and around East Jackson, they know Cat.
Okay.
But, Coach has a birthday. He's celebrating tonight. Actually going to be a blacksmith downtown, so I might slide through there and give me a little something to eat.
A little something.
Yeah. Shout out to Coach and happy birthday. He got some family that's coming in town this week, so he get to enjoy that. Enjoy his birthday this week. Big 50.
The big 50.
Big 50.
Hey, it's I've been there, done that. It's
So it's a
It's not
huge
as
milestone.
exciting,
But,
as I
it's a
thought,
huge
but
milestone
it is,
to reach. As I get closer to it, it seemed not to be as old as I thought it once was.
Right. I'm 100%. Coach, appreciate you coming in today. Good luck with the game this coming Thursday night at the Hawks Nest there at Southside High School, 7 p.m. Again, Thursday night, folks, and we'll help get the word out on all of our socials about that change. And whether it's a Thursday night or Friday night, the kickoff still happens first, and touchdowns still count as the same, and everything else keeps rolling.
The show must go on.
The show must go on. That's it. Hey, thanks for coming in today, Coach. Really appreciate you and your leadership there at JCM. I'm really so proud of all of our coaches across the board at Jackson-Madison County Schools. I say this all the time, and I'd be very proud to put one of my kids in your guys' program, your leadership on and off the field, leading our young men and women, depending on what you coach, across the district. I couldn't ask for a bunch of better colleagues and coaches, and I'd be honored to have any of my or my kids sit under any one of you. I only had one, so and he sat under Coach Starks over at Liberty for a little while in basketball, and Coach Starks poured into his life, and even they have that conversation still today. So very, very awesome to see those things, and appreciate you guys and your leadership in our school system. Hey, I'm going to sign off. It's the end. We've had a 3-hour show. It went by like hotcakes. I was supposed to call some coaches. Guys, if you're listening, I do apologize, but the show is over. We're already over time by 30 seconds here. So we'll get you in next week. The show is always open. You want to definitely get on. You got to be in studio, but we'll try to give you a call out. Shout out to Halls getting that win. Supposed to call Coach Stegall. Didn't get him. Coach Puckett down at Haywood, big win at Henry County. Man, what a Jaden Butler, 4 touchdowns.
Hey, he's a stud. Hey, they got a then they have a slugfest this Friday night. They got Covington.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
that's gonna be
it's gonna be a bloodbath out there.
Old rivals renewed there.
It's gonna be a quick game though, because it's gonna be a lot of running the football, and it's gonna be somebody. Hey, it's gonna be a old school feel to the game. It's gonna be rocking.
Yeah, that may be the place to be since you can't go to the Hawks JCM Cougar game Friday night because it isn't there. You might as well maybe go see a Haywood Covington game.
Yep, I may go out and check out. Well, I'm not gonna lie. Friday night, I'm not gonna. I probably won't. I'll probably be in the bed, try to get a little rest.
There you go. Hey, when you can get it, you better take it.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir.
You better take it. If you get that Friday night off, you better take advantage. Hey, Coach, thanks for coming in again. Hey, thanks for everybody tuning in today. Big shout out. The streak is over. The last time you hear it right here on Sports Talk Live and out of my mouth, the coach, will be today at 12:01 p.m. Congratulations to the Liberty Tech Crusaders.
Yes, sir.
The slide is over. 1-0 on the season. And they head to Memphis this week to take on the Wolves of Bluff City. All of us right here at Sports Talk Live, the Hub City Sports Network, talking sports, West Tennessee, Fox Sports News Station. Hey, right here, you'll see us live somewhere. I don't know if we're covering this game Thursday night or not. It could be. We may not be. We may just try to slide in there and cover it anyway. Who knows?
Come on in. Well, I can't
but
invite you. It's not my house.
Yeah, that's all right. We're gonna make something happen. We'll be somewhere on a Friday night though, for sure. And who knows? Maybe we get the Coach Turner to make a broadcasting booth debut if he's off on Friday night. Maybe we entice him. Got like some crumble cookies up there in the press box. You know, like leave the crumbs. Like
like what was it, Hansel and Gretel?
Yeah.
Get
you in. Yeah, we'll see if we can make something happen. A little play-by-play in color there. All right, we'll see. Maybe work that out. We'll talk to your agent, and I'll have my agent talk to yours. All right, we'll make
like
something happen. All right, guys, have a great weekend. God bless, and we'll see you next Saturday right here on Sports Talk Live for more Coach's Show right here. Guys, have a great weekend.